you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hey, Joe Fortenbaugh here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sports book for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with the promo code JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Let's go. It's time for Sedano and Cap.
A little sabor, and we're going to just nosh.
It is George Sedano. It is Scott Kaplan. Sedano and Cap is all for your Monday afternoon.
I'm going to have to say respectfully, I'm going to disagree.
Okay, why is that?
I don't know.
Here we go, Monday, July 7th. And yes, the LA Afternoon Drive takeover is on. And guess who's back? Cappy's back from vacation. And as Beto Duran told us earlier, Cappy was complaining on the Cappy cast this morning about missing work. Well, we know he had FOMO last week, texting all of us, emailing, man. Cappy is back. He's probably happy to be back. Less time he gets yelled at by Rachel. Scott! We'll find out all the details of Cappy's vacation, his staycation, and so much more.
Oh.
I'm on with Sedano!
Followers.
Maliava, because I thought it was like I'm a leaving.
A duck butt. What is that?
Plus, we'll talk real Dodgers talk since they can't beat the Astros with or without trash cans. And the Lakers, #aspirations. As Rob Pelinka wrote earlier about the great DeAndre Ayton. We'll talk about that too. And the rest of NBA free agency. Let's get to it. The LA Afternoon Drive takeover.
A Jerusalem cherry.
He likes to lay the wood.
Yeah. You say kikuchi.
Wacky forced radio stunt of the year. Ha-ha!
Christopher can go to hell.
Oh, nothing worse than the horse.
Nah, man, black don't crack.
Benjamin Pratt is like,
How do you say his name? Asminger?
Asminger. Hey, these hard knocks guys are all over me right now. It's like I'm in back in Dayton. You are a bit killer.
Because you got to talk about sperm.
I mean, look at me. I'm a hot piece of ass. I mean, look at him.
I didn't know they come up on the glass like that.
Like a French bread, do you eat the butt? Yes, I do. Yeah, me too.
I don't.
Yeah. So do you guys,
you eat that butt? Okay.
I love it. The heel, the butt.
Sedano and Cap. Yeah. Your Monday afternoon with Cappy. Cappy is back right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Extra drums.
Oh, yeah. Look. The drums. Why not? Oh, how we living. Man, did I miss you guys.
We missed you, too.
God, it's just an embarrassment. You go on vacation, and what do you find yourself doing? Watching the show on YouTube.
Oh, I would never do that.
Dude, I would do the live YouTube chat, but I just figured if I did that, that just makes it even worse. That just takes me down even to a darker hole of total loserville. You're on vacation, and you're watching the show as if it's not bad enough, and you're commenting in the live YouTube chat. Horrible. Horrible is what that is. But I don't know what my problem is, man. I have a very hard time going on vacation. I really do.
That sounds like a you problem, bro.
Oh, it's a me problem for sure.
Yeah.
I haven't gone to a shrink about it, but I do believe, George, that it is all my father's fault.
You should talk to someone about that, Kat, because, it's a sign of people-pleasing when you feel guilty for going on vacation and taking what they call me time.
When you say it's a people-pleasing issue, what do you mean by that, Lindsay Baseball?
I mean that sometimes you put other people's needs in front of your own, which results in sometimes your own unhappiness.
Wow, this is deep analysis. Wasn't prepared for it emotionally.
Saying. You brought up the shrink.
But in all honesty, I think you're exactly right. I do that all the time. I do. I put other people's needs ahead of my own. That's true. And as a result, I have a hard time. Here's an example, George. You ready? I'll give you an example.
Give me an example.
I was guilty last week because I was like, I took this week off. And I didn't plan anything. That's the first part of it, is I didn't plan a vacation.
You just wanted a staycation.
But I didn't want a staycation. I just didn't plan anything because I'm a horrible planner and I'm a world-class procrastinator.
Right,
so
but
when
now you gave us a couple of vacation dates, which we guessed what they were, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you can tell us if they were right, but you gave us vacation dates for 2026 already, which was very impressive.
Right, because here's why. Because Rachel and I were sitting there. This is like on Tuesday night.
You were going through it with Rachel, huh?
And she said, "Why is it we never plan vacations?" And I said, "Because I'm a horrible planner."
Horrible.
So you want to go through them real quick?
Well.
So real quick, here's
right,
what we guessed.
Let me hear.
All right, so February
Mm-hmm.
is Valentine's Day, President's Day, and your birthday.
Bang, you got that.
Okay. The May one was the one we didn't know, but we figured it's some sort of graduation time.
You got it. Yes, my daughter is graduating from Tulane in May.
Okay.
And since we were already going to be on the East Coast, we said, why don't we vacation after that?
And you're already...
And then the June one is Rachel's birthday because you just took it off.
Yep.
Correct.
Yeah.
So now I'm planned into 2026 because I'm such a bad planner that she and I were sitting there having a conversation. She's like, why did you take this week off if we didn't plan to do anything?
Right.
And I said, I thought we were going to go to Mammoth. And then she said, well, I thought you didn't want to go to Mammoth because we're going to Mammoth in early August. And I was like, no, I did want to go to Mammoth. And she said, well, I thought you didn't want to go to Mammoth. I'm like, oh, okay, we're miscommunicating here.
Is this a who's on first kind of thing?
It was very much who's on first. And so then I finally just said, I go, look, I'm going to do what George does. I'm going to look into the future, and I'm going to plan into the future. Because I was miserable, dude. I was literally Monday and Tuesday of last week, I was legitimately miserable. And I thought about calling you guys going, hey, guys, I'm going to come back to work tomorrow.
We thought at some point you were just going to pop up on the Comrex.
I thought about doing that. But again, I thought to myself, what kind of idiot takes time off from work and then calls in or does the show? And when you said last week, you got to know the calendar, bro.
I mean, it's the truth.
It wasn't about NBA free agency. It wasn't about LeBron's agent and all this stuff that he said about LeBron's career and his future and his championship aspirations and all these other. It wasn't even that. It wasn't DeAndre Ayton signing. It wasn't Brooke Lopez going to the Clippers. It wasn't any of the NBA free agency that was bothering me. It was the fact that I took time off and didn't plan to do anything with the time off. And then sat here twiddling my thumbs watching the show on YouTube.
Were you
Freaking
literally
moron.
like sitting at home watching it on YouTube, or were you like out and about doing stuff?
Lindsay, when I tell you I was sitting in the exact same chair I'm sitting in right now. So at 3 o'clock, rather than being at the beach, or 3 o'clock rather than being at the fair, or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, rather than being out exercising and enjoying this spectacular Southern California summer that we're already getting, I'm sitting here at my desk as if I were on the air.
Why?
Because
did you deny invites to those things because you felt guilty?
I just didn't have anything planned. And because I didn't have anything planned, Rachel didn't have anything planned, so she was working. So I'm sitting here like, what am I doing? Why am I on vacation? You think this is funny, do you, DeAndre?
God, you're a strange bird,
yes.
I think it's
You
kind
really
of
are a
funny
strange
only
bird.
because you used like a lot of vacation days. I remember Greg saying, and so I feel like if that were me, I would rather use those vacation days for an actual vacation.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you guys something though. For as much as I put myself in my own little mental prison, okay?
Mm-hmm. Oh, isn't that like a Nickelback song or something?
Creed, My Own Prison.
It's a Creed song.
Yeah.
It's My Own Prison.
Whatever,
I created my own prison.
One of those bands I never listened to.
So I created my own prison.
Yeah.
And then I told you, Tuesday afternoon, I went to a very fancy hotel in Del Mar where I know people vacation. And I said, I'm going to go walk through this place to see that people are vacationing. And once I saw that people were vacationing where I essentially live, it snapped me out of it and said, dude, all the things you want to do, you can do. You're not home that much. You're traveling 2 to 3 days a week. You're home. Your kids are around. Your girlfriend's available for happy hour. I don't get to go to happy hour. Your friends are here. You can go play golf. And it snapped me out of it. So I was feeling very bad Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday through Sunday, I was feeling very good. And then last night, I was like, oy vey. Now I'm going back to work tomorrow. But I'm happy to be back to work. I can tell you that right now.
Oh, that's nice.
Did everybody have a great 4th of July?
Yeah, I mean, other than hurting my back, yeah.
And how did you hurt your back?
Lifting boxes in the garage.
By the way.
For 7 hours, by the way.
I want to tell you something. I didn't spend 7 hours in my garage, but that's one of the things that I had on my list to do, and I got it done, and my garage looks amazing.
Yeah, mine too.
It's organized. It's clean. Freaking garage. I could actually pull a car in there if I wanted to.
I know, me too. That was the goal. Yeah.
I'm feeling really good about that. At least I got that project done,
Yeah.
So, well, listen, man, I had a lot of guilt. I had a lot of FOMO, but I'm over it now, and I'm glad to be back to work. And by the way, I've already planned all my vacations for 2026. So
I
take
know,
that,
that's
everybody.
Great. Yeah, you're welcome. I'm glad we were able to do that for you, Cappy.
Well, I appreciate
you. Know what we're going to do, Cappy, on the other side?
You tell me.
Instead of insider outsider, we're going to play the reverse, outsider insider. So that means we're going to quiz you, Jack, since you were watching the show and you weren't doing anything.
Right.
If you actually were paying attention to what the hell was going on.
All right.
All right. So we're going to quiz you periodically throughout the show, and that's going to come up next. But first, tell us about your friends at Bicycle Casino.
Oh, I would love to do that. First of all, let me tell you something. Christopher and I'll kind of give you guys all the dates on this, but we're planning a little get-together at the Park West Bicycle Casino. And this is kind of a less formal. It's not like a blackjack tournament. It's just going to be us hanging out, probably sitting at that amazing sushi bar and having a hell of a good time. And we're going to invite everybody. And, listen, it's only 9 miles from downtown LA, but we're going to have a really great time. And again, it's going to be a very informal thing. But I'll just say this. The Park West Bicycle Casino, I used to go to the Park West Bicycle Casino years and years ago when everybody just knew it as the Bike before the Park West, became a part of it. If you haven't been there in years, and it had been a while for me as well, you've got to see what's going on at the Park West Bicycle Casino because now under new ownership, fresh upgrades, renovated spaces, the poker room's amazing, the blackjack tables are everywhere, and you can play in so many different ways, from blackjack to baccarat. By the way, I didn't realize this, but that's the fastest growing game on the floor. Free bet, Ultimate Texas Hold'em, nearly 40 tables, over 200 table games. And on Wednesdays, you can really show off your skills in our blackjack tournament and see why Park West is LA's place to be to compete on the blackjack tables. And also, don't miss our exclusive July 15th buy-in. It's $100 in lucky chips plus $50 in free play chips. So mark your calendar right now for July 15th. ESPN 710 listeners get $30 in match play when you sign up at the Players Reward Desk and you just say, hey, Cappy sent me. Easy. Here's 10, here's 20, here's 30. They give you $30 in free play. So come on out and enjoy it and see what everybody's talking about. The Park West Bicycle Casino, real cards, real prizes, real close.
Don't miss Travis and DeMarco.
Live from LA Live. Back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
Yeah, it's a bad day for me.
Nah, you're good.
No, this is a bad day. This is punch people in the face day. Just really pissed off.
Somebody cut you off on the freeway?
I have a feeling. I am in next blank mode. The next M blank that says the wrong word. So I'm letting you know.
It's a warning to everybody?
I'm letting you know. Just be careful today.
Travis Rogers and DeMarco Farr.
On 710 ESPN.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
When it's game time, every play counts. So when it's time to choose your next vehicle, make the winning play at George Chevrolet. From the powerful work-ready Silverado to the family-sized Traverse and all-electric standouts like Blazer and Equinox EV, George Chevrolet has an incredible selection and a championship-caliber team ready to help you get the perfect Chevy at the best price. Visit them off the 91 freeway, Lakewood exit in Bellflower, or shop online at georgechevy.com. That's georgechevy.com. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Hey guys, you feel it? The days are getting longer, the sun is getting warmer. Looks like our SoCal summer is here. And you know here in California, we are all about choosing chill. From hitting the beach to the best hiking trails to going all out to support our teams, one thing really ties it all together: enjoying an icy cold Coors Light with great friends. Pick up icy cold Coors Light near you or get it delivered to your door today. Visit CAChooseChill.com to learn more. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Waba Grill.
What's our secret? It's our sauce.
Our sauces are more flavorful for you, from sweet and spicy to fiery hot. Waba Grill. It's unexpected. It's delicious. It's saucy. It's for you.
Of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds, through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs, with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
And it is Sedano and Cap here Monday afternoon. Welcome back, Cappy. On this day, let's start here. Back in 1930, the construction of the Hoover Dam began. Dam. It was completed and dedicated on September 30th, 1935. That's a long time ago. And on this day, back in 1984, the number one hit, Prince, When Doves Cry. Sedano and Cap continues your Monday afternoon right now.
They feel the heat between me and you.
Stand by. I'm going to
Standing
fix my
by.
screen.
Standing by. I love this song, 1984. I'm 14 years old, by the way. And you think back, that's 40 years ago, bro. This song still rocks, and whenever I hear it, I got to sing the whole thing.
All right, now it's straight.
All right, good. You're looking good, kid. You're looking good.
Sorry.
all right.
Cappy, I don't think you've been on since I had these new digs, have you?
I think, well, put it this way. I may not have been on, but I certainly have seen the new digs because, remember, I was on vacation last week watching the show.
Right. I think it was a Trudell day. The first day when you were off. Yeah.
Yeah, you look good, man.
And
you look good.
And he pointed out your picture wall in the back.
Yeah, no, I was on because I remember baseball players call it the Dig Me Room. This is where you have all your pictures of you with other, with famous people. Who's the one? Who's up in the? Is that you and Lebitard up in the upper left corner over your left shoulder? Yeah, is that okay? Mm-hmm. And then I see Mina and is that
and Sean McVay?
Oh, Sean McVay. Okay, I can see that one. Yeah. I see you and Trudell. I see you and LeBron.
I appreciate you buttering me up, George.
But the one I don't see, and this is I complained about. I see Mark Jackson. I see Doris Burke.
Mark Jones.
Is that
Richard Jefferson?
I say Mark Jackson, Mark Jones. Excuse me. Yeah. I see Bang right there with Doris Burke, but I don't see me.
Well, there's no pictures of you and me.
Well, that's a problem.
Well, I mean, that sounds like a problem that could be easily correctable.
I think whoever made all those wonderful pictures of you with all those major celebrities should have one made of you and a non-major celebrity. That's me.
Well, I think you need to send me a good picture, and then we'll get it made.
I mean, Linz, didn't you say you had the good one from us from the original Mandy's?
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you, George, what size are those?
You just need to text it to me. That's it.
Are they 8x8 or are they 12x12? Because
No,
they
those are like 8x8.
Okay, that's what I thought. Don't worry, I got you, Cappy, because they got a deal at CVS Photo.
Oh.
Don't worry,
Okay.
I got you.
All
Yeah,
right.
those are just mixed tiles. It's very easy to get.
I didn't know they
All you
still
gotta do
did
is send
like.
them the picture and they'll put it on there.
Oh, do they have Velcro on the back where you can hang it on the wall?
Correct. If you want to hang it on the wall, you can hang it on the
Okay.
wall. I just
So they
have them
still-
in the cubbies of the,
I made
of
him
this
one with
bookshop.
Chewy too, just
Aw.
just in case.
They
If
still
everyone wants
have. They can still develop film at a CVS.
Yes, of course.
to- They actually just do it with a machine. It's not like
Oh.
a real dark room anymore.
Because I've told you guys, like I used to take those disposable cameras and stick them down my pants and take pictures
What?
of the entire
I don't
roll.
remember that.
Yeah,
What
like
is this development?
Like, have you ever been to a wedding where people used to have the disposable
What?
cameras on the table? And you didn't do that? Nobody else did that other than me?
No.
Absolutely not.
You didn't take
You
a
know,
disposable camera and take pictures of your stuff, and then they would go to develop it. They're like, "Who's this?"
There have been some people fired at this place because of that stuff.
For what? I didn't do it at work.
I'm
I
just
just
saying.
I just made the admission
Don't
on the
you
air.
remember
That's
the
all.
Brett
That's why-
Favre story,
that's why-
Cap?
He said, "When you were naked, I told you to be careful when you posted it."
Oh, that's right. When I was naked with the Mandy's.
With the Mandy. Yeah.
I wasn't really. Well, I was naked, but I was covered. But you said that you could see a reflection.
Well,
in
there's
the
a
Mandy.
reflection, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, get ready this Friday, July 11th at the West Covina Sportsplex. Join
hey.
710 all day. Don't miss out on the special activities like practicing your puck shots. What else they got? You can meet Bailey. Bailey's going to be there.
Okay.
And a special appearance by Darrell Evans for our 710 All-Star game. It's all happening at the West Covina Sportsplex, 2100 South Azusa Avenue in West Covina. Get your coolers ready for an All-Star Friday night, and special thanks to our friends at the LA Kings.
Nice. Can't wait for that Friday night. Looking forward to it. Going to be great.
It is.
I know everybody thinks my team's terrible. Everybody
Maybe
thinks
you
we're
win,
going to get
Cappy, I don't
smoked.
know,
Hey,
you know?
I plan on shocking the
Cappy,
world.
Our team is really good, and
I think so,
they're
too.
just looking at the whole look at the team on paper type of thing. You got to play
Yeah.
the game.
The game is
Right.
not played on paper, to Lindsay's point.
No, they're looking at DeAndre, they're looking at Kirk Morrison, and they're looking at DeMarco Farr.
I talked to
me
Kirk
too,
today.
right?
What did you say?
They're looking at me too, right?
Yeah,
They're
Funchy,
not
Funchy.
looking at you.
Come on,
They're
here.
not looking at you, Funchy. Nobody's looking. All right.
I spoke
even
to
a
Kirk
glance?
today. He's ready, Cappy.
He's not ready.
Yeah.
Kirk Morrison's not ready. He hadn't been out there practicing like DeAndre, and I'll give Funchy credit. Funch, I will give you credit. I see you out there on social media looking pretty good.
I know. Look at
I
me.
do see you shuffling your feet pretty well.
Exactly.
Good shuffling, Funchy.
Yeah,
I was
nice work.
taught well by Beto.
Yeah, he's a good coach.
He is, really.
He is a good coach.
Yeah, man.
Cappy, you ready for some outsider-insider today? A little role reversal?
Just to make sure I'm clear, you're the insider, I'm the outsider.
Right.
Normal circumstances, I ask you the questions.
Right.
But today we're going to go from the insider to find out what the outsider thinks.
Yeah, because we want to see if you've been keeping up.
All right, let's hear what you got.
Okay. So, Cappy.
Yep.
How did you feel about the DeAndre Ayton signing?
DeAndre Ayton. First of all, I'll start off my commentary with this. I haven't heard from DeAndre Ayton in years. The last story I heard about DeAndre Ayton was he couldn't get out of his house and get to a game because of some ice storm. Do you guys remember this story?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Okay, so listen, if you are a committed guy, if you love your teammates, if you love the game, if you feel a responsibility to your team, to your organization, to your city, if you're a team guy, you're going to let some ice keep you away from playing in a game? There's no way the organization can send an SUV with chains on the tires and a professional driver to get you from your home to the game. What are you worried you're going to walk out the front door and slip on the ice? Come on, man. I haven't heard from DeAndre Ayton in years. I mean, honestly, I have not seen DeAndre Ayton play a basketball game since maybe, what year was it, George, that the Suns were in the finals? What year was that?
2021.
I legitimately have not seen DeAndre Ayton play a basketball game since 2021. And that's when he was really young, too. What was he, maybe 2 or 3 years into his NBA career? What would you say? Pretty young at that point, right?
He was drafted in 17 with Luka, so 4 years, yeah.
Okay, and I remember, like, when he was playing for Phoenix, especially that year that they went to the finals, I feel like there was a lot of compliments about his game and about young guy and fitting in with an older guy. Because Chris Paul was on that team, right? I mean, wasn't that
Chris
kind
Paul,
of the story?
Devin Booker, Mikal Bridges was also part of that team. Yeah.
Right, and the story, as I best recall, it's going back a few years, was that, Chris Paul was really complimentary of DeAndre Ayton back then, as I recall. Mm-hmm. But I'm not joking when I say I have not heard from this guy. When he left and went to Portland, who saw him play? And by the way, he only played like half the games, right? So
I saw when he threw the chair.
Well, it went really far south, Cappy, with him. It started in Phoenix. At the end of his career there was, I think Chris Paul got a lot out of him that no one else has been able to get out of him, is the way I would describe it. He basically pushed him to the brink, and then at some point he kind of checked out, I guess, is the way it was described in a lot of ways. But the guys around him were very frustrated by the end, including the coaching staff.
Mm-hmm. Right. So when they went to the championship, the storyline was he's a young up-and-coming star. Chris Paul, to your point, has gotten so much out of him. Look at this contribution. He's going to be a big star in this league. He was a number 1 overall pick, but it didn't really happen. They got rid of him. He went to Portland, and for me, Portland is NBA's Siberia. Nobody's going to ever see you. Nobody's ever going to hear from you again. You got to be truly exceptional for any of us to pay attention.
That's a little mean for Portland. I don't think they're NBA Siberia. I mean, okay. I mean,
well, you tell me. When was the last time that they were really relevant? When was the last time they were good?
It's been a minute, but they, those Dame teams were fun to watch, him and C.J. McCollum. They went to a conference final.
Left, and then you really never heard from them again. Yeah.
So look, they've been in a rebuilding phase. Yeah.
So here's as the insider, you're asking me the outsider my opinion.
Oh yeah. Go ahead. So did you like the answer to the question should be, did you like the DeAndre?
Did I like it? I mean, George, to me, it reeks of desperation.
Yeah.
Here's a guy that statistically is a decent player, but emotionally there are so many question marks. There was that one game a couple years ago, I know that the video has been out there on social media, where I don't remember who they were playing, but he was getting pushed around and boxed out and couldn't get a rebound, and whoever they were playing against just kept getting board after board after board on the same possession, and he just has a reputation and at times a look of a guy who doesn't care, doesn't love it.
His care factor is low, I would say, and I think that, we had Jason Quick on of The Athletic, who's been based in Portland for many, many years. He's a great feature writer specifically, too, but a great journalist in general. And he was not thrilled about describing the ineptitude at times and the lack of want is, I guess, the way he described it. And the willingness or lack of thereof of willingness to do what was necessary. Then we had Tom Haberstroh on from a numbers perspective, and he gave us more of an all-encompassing view, right? Some positives, some negatives. But he also did land on the same thing that, there needs to be a desire there that at times wanes.
So look, back to the original question. I think it was a desperation move by the Lakers.
I mean, they brought back your guy Jackson Hayes. What is that?
Which I don't like that either. And I'll tell you why I don't.
Yeah, no, you defended him for like a month. What are we talking about here?
But the reason I don't like it is because if I were Jackson Hayes, I would have moved on as fast as I could have.
Well, you notice that he didn't get signed by anybody else.
And so that's my point. It's like it's not like the rest of the NBA went, Jackson Hayes would be a nice little piece to have here on our team. Nobody wanted him. So Jackson Hayes comes back to a team where a coach has no confidence in the guy, doesn't play him late in the playoffs, benches him for an entire game when he was your starter. So now what you've got is you've got DeAndre Ayton, who a lot of people question his heart and his desire, and then you've got Jackson Hayes, who essentially his coach questioned his heart and his desire last year.
No, more his ability. I don't know about heart and desire. But
well, here's my last thought on this, George. Is there any way? This is really my big question. With Ayton's body, because that's what I wanted. I wanted somebody tall, a little bit thicker, somebody who's got a little bit of weight to them. He's got the body. Does he have the heart? Does he have the mind? Most people probably today would say no.
So he's not a heart and soul guy, Captain.
Not yet. He's a zero heart guy right now.
He's never been.
So, but here's the thing. Here's my question.
Oh, wait. Go ahead. Tee up the question so we can go to break.
Is there any way that LeBron, presuming he's still with the Lakers, that's another story.
We'll get to that later, yeah.
Or Luka Is there any way that they can get him back to what he was when he was playing for the Suns and they went to the championship?
I've put some thought into that. Let's get to that on the other side. And also, let's get into the Dodgers getting swept. I mean, I can't believe that game on Friday. I was like, what the hell is happening here?
They got motorboated.
Yeah, they did. 18-1? They got swept? I mean, jeez. All right, let's get into all that next.
The most followed sports radio station in the world.
In the world. That's right. In the world.
I'm Doug Hopkins.
And I'm Damon Lyons.
And we want to buy your house.
After 30 years and more than 20,000 transactions, Seller's Advantage knows how to get you more for your home.
No agent fees, no commissions, just an as-is cash offer.
Call Seller's Advantage or visit sellersadvantage.com.
Sports Station 710 ESPN.
Craving that beach vibe? There's an Islands restaurant near you with all your favorites. Crafting your perfect Islands moments with classic burgers, fresh cut fries, local brews, and never-ending summer drinks. Visit your local Islands restaurant.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Flashy discounts, gimmicky sales? Don't fall for it. At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, we give you honest, wholesale pricing all year long. No bogus markups, no tricks, just the best floors at the best prices. Call 866-62-FLOOR. No sale beats wholesale. Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, check them out at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net or call them at 866-62-FLOOR.
For the best prices on hardwood carpet and more, call 866-62-FLOOR.
Hey Rams fans, it's your quarterback Matthew Stafford here. Join me for Walk United LA at the Rose Bowl Stadium on July 20th. Participants can walk or run to support fire recovery efforts and our most vulnerable LA communities. Learn more at walkunitedla.org. See you there.
Oh my God, is this your house?
This is the humble abode.
Oh my God, it's so humble.
FX presents Adults.
You don't know your social security number?
No, I do. It's just my mom, knows the whole thing.
A new comedy about 20-somethings achieving zero anythings.
What is the worst that happens?
I go broke. I can't pay my loans. I start an OnlyFans, but only you guys subscribe.
Can't do OnlyFans.
Yeah, you wouldn't make it on there, so sorry.
FX's Adults. Wednesdays on FX. All episodes streaming on Hulu.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
And it is Sedano and Cap your Monday afternoon. Yesterday, July 6th. Happy birthday to Kevin Hart. He turned 46. George W. Bush turned 79 yesterday. And yesterday, back in 1985, the #1 hit, Phil Collins. Studio. Sedano and Cap continues your Monday afternoon right now.
Okay. I haven't heard this song in a long time.
Is that a girl's name?
Phil Collins?
No, the song, the title of the song. Studio. Yeah. Is that a girl's name? What is that? What does that mean?
I never knew, and I think I was too young to question, and I just sang the song and just accepted it, even without questioning what the word meant. Studio.
I mean, this has me wondering now. I'm going to have to Google it.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
George, do you have any thoughts on Studio?
George got no thoughts on no Studio. Don't know how. Can you split screen me and George?
Name.
There he is.
It is a name.
Okay. You got to split screen us. Studio.
Do you want to know what it means?
Studio?
Yeah.
Yes.
According to the internet, the song's title is a pseudo word that Phil Collins randomly came up with during a practice session.
Studio.
It's a pseudo word?
A pseudo word, yeah. Like,
Is
obviously he wrote the song about someone, but he didn't want to give her name, and so he randomly thought of Studio.
Couldn't come up with a fake name?
Yeah, apparently.
Is the name of the song spelled P.S. whatever comes after that?
It's Sussudio.
Oh, okay. Studio.
This is just what the internet says, you know?
All right. Well, we buy whatever we
It's
say
not always
or
right.
we read on the
But
internet.
it sounds like a good, explanation.
It sure does.
Maybe her name was Susie or something.
Well, that's what we're theorizing, but we're not sure. So we Googled it, and that's what Google told us. Susu Studio.
I find that the Phil Collins songs, when he was not in Genesis, weren't as
All
good.
about girls.
Weren't as good.
No, not as good, huh?
Really? Wow.
Except
from
in the air
American
tonight.
Psycho. It's from American Psycho. Remember when he says
No.
But in the air tonight is his best song. You know what I mean?
Love that song.
Do you
I
love
can
the
feel it.
LeBron
That's the
commercial
song.
when he's singing that, Cap?
I don't know the LeBron commercial when he's singing it.
What?
Yeah, I can't
Don't
remember.
the Celtics play it before they go on the court?
I mean, a lot of teams do. It's not just the Celtics. The Celtics
I mean,
also
yeah.
play that
Come on, Funch.
Leprechaun song or whatever.
Which Leprechaun song?
The Dropkick Murphys?
Oh, yes.
Shipping back to Boston?
The deported.
Yeah,
The
that's
party.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. So, George, you were about to pick up on the DeAndre Ayton thing. I'm curious. So you asked me my opinion, which was I'm just hopeful that you've got the size and the girth, to use your word. You've got the size, the weight. You've got the experience. You've got a guy who's been to a championship series before. But on the other hand, you've got a guy that everybody questions his heart, his mind, his desire, his love of the game, and so on. Is it possible that DeAndre Ayton could have gone from Phoenix to Portland, been just bored and pissed and didn't want to be there? Because this is a tropical brother we're talking about right here. This is a guy who's from like the Bahamas. Now all of a sudden you're caught up in an ice storm in Portland. Is it possible you bring him to sunshine? You bring him to good weather. You bring him to a legendary franchise. You bring him to a big city. You bring him to a team that has stars. Could he revive his career and be the player he was projected to be when he was the number 1 overall pick? What do you think?
No, I don't think he can be the number 1 pick good anymore. I think you are what you are at this stage. He's been in the league for 7 or 8 years. Can LeBron and Luka get more out of him, or at least get it to look more like it did in Phoenix? Is that your question, or are you asking me, can he be the number 1 overall pick good?
Well, I would say this. If you could get him to play the way he did for Phoenix, as I best recall, it's going back
in the
several
early
years ago.
stages. Right, yeah, when Chris was there, right.
But if you could get DeAndre Ayton, who's, 27 years old? He's still a young guy. So could you get him to be what he was the year that Phoenix went to the championship? If you could, wouldn't that be good enough?
Maybe. I still don't think the Lakers have enough depth. I mean, if you look at the rest of that roster, there's just not a lot there. But DeAndre Ayton, if LeBron and Luka combined cannot get him back into what we saw, I guess, circa 2021, 22-ish area, 23. If he can't turn the clock back there with these two guys, then it's never going to happen for him.
Yeah, I mean, listen, to me, the one thing I will just say is that if you're Rob Pelinka, you're in a desperation situation, right? Because you got to find a big man. When Brook Lopez went to the Clippers, that was kind of the guy that I thought was size, strength, experience, etc. I like the idea of Brook Lopez.
That's the guy they wanted.
Yeah. So once you lose him to the Clippers, you're so desperate. And the only other available body was going to become Ayton.
Right. And he fell out of the sky for you, so that's that kind of tracks with the way things have gone here recently, too.
So you take your chances and say, look, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
I get it.
You got the body, but you got to get your head and your heart into wanting it. And George, as you well know, some guys will always have the physical tools, but never have the mental tools. Mm-hmm. And if you can't be both, then you can't play at this level.
Right. Hold on.
I mean,
I just had a camper come in. What do you want, Mr. Camper? How was your
You got
basketball?
a camper? Let me see that camper.
Yeah. Are you tired? Here, you want to see Kappy? You were asking about Kappy yesterday. He's right here.
Aw, he was asking about you, Cap.
Here, there he is, right there. You want to say something to him? He's right there on the microphone. You can talk to him.
Hey, Mateo.
He can't hear you.
Oh. We need a splitter for you. You need to have 2 sets of headphones so I can talk to him.
Okay.
You do. You need to have a separate set of headphones.
You can kind of hear him? Okay, go.
Hey, Mateo, you look good jumping in the pool yesterday, man. Did you have a good day in the pool?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Even though I almost know how to swim. Almost.
Oh, you're almost there?
Yeah.
You need Uncle Kappy to come up and give you a swimming lesson?
No.
What do you mean, no? I'll teach you how to swim. No problem, man. I bet you'd be a good swimmer, too.
Yeah. You could be a good swimmer. Arya's a good swimmer.
I already have one.
You already have a swim teacher? That's true.
Okay, well, I don't want to get in the way of the swim teacher.
Mateo, how about them Dodgers losing 18-1?
Not good.
Not good at all.
Yeah, we didn't watch that game.
No.
And they lost, and now they're going against the Brewers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And they've got San Francisco before the break.
Yeah. Then they got the Giants. Yeah. Yeah. All right, well, cool,
That's
buddy.
what I
Thanks
think,
for hanging
too.
out. Thanks for stopping by. I got to get back to work, okay?
Okay.
All right, see you guys later.
Yeah.
Now, Arya.
Hi, Arya.
Hi, Arya. Aw. Give Dad a kiss on the cheek. That's a nice daughter.
Yeah.
That's
All
a
right, I'll see you
nice
guys later.
daughter.
Bye.
What a good girl. That's awesome.
You know, Cappy, George was telling me earlier that when Mateo came in and told him that the Dodgers were losing 18-1, he didn't believe him.
I didn't believe him. I was like, 18-1, get out of here. Come on. That can't be right.
I mean, listen, sometimes teams take beatings, but not 18-1, not at home, not against a team that you've got that much history against.
And I'll say this, and we'll get back to the Lakers because we could talk about that all day. But you were mentioning Oral Hershiser's comments about the Astros series to me over the phone. Like, Oral seemed a little bit like surprised by the way things turned out.
Yeah, and I was surprised by the reaction on social media to Oral Hershiser's reaction. Did people not kind of think the same thing?
No.
For
Really?
those that didn't get a chance to hear what he said, what did he say, Cappy?
Double homer double to open third against Casparius. I don't want to open an old wound, but in some ways they're swinging at these breaking balls like they know what it's coming. I mean, that is not a bad pitch. It's really a very good pitch. Low and away. Probably would have ended up by the ankles if it would have made it past the bat. That's the other thing that you analyze. You analyze your grip, your delivery, your glove position on different pitches. Am I giving something away?
That's right. But I thought that what Oral's point was is that these are good pitches, and if they're not swung at, they're down at your ankles. And so the intimation was they're swinging because they know what's coming, and that's why they're hitting what are good pitches. And he also at least, and this is the part that people kind of take out, at least he put in at the end of it, hey, look, am I giving something away? Is it the way I'm holding the ball? Is it the way I'm holding my glove? Maybe there's some tell that I'm doing that I don't even realize I'm doing, and maybe my staff doesn't even realize I'm doing it. But the Oral saying, I don't want to open up old wounds, but I think they're cheating, that's kind of what he said, which I loved.
Right. Yeah, it is absolutely what he's saying. So, I mean, and look, would anything surprise you at this point? I mean, I think everyone is trying to cheat, by the way, in baseball still. Like, I don't think that that's like a small thing. Like, I think that teams are still trying to find ways to get an edge when it comes to being at the plate.
Is that such a problem? I mean, let me give you an example from the NFL. If you're an here's a better example. If you're a defensive coordinator and you're studying the offense that you're playing against this upcoming Sunday, you're looking at the quarterback and you're looking for something, anything that tells me something pre-snap. You're looking at the running back. How's he standing? Which way is his head facing? Can I see his eyes? Is he leaning a particular way?
I don't think. I think there's, I think people are okay with it if it's done without an outside influence helping them. You know what I mean? I think that's really the thing that I think that drives people nuts is using, watches or trash cans or just using things that are not, natural to the game. If you're stealing somebody's signs because they're just tipping something that's different, or even if you have a guy at second base, right, who's watching the catcher, like, hey, man, that you got to figure out how to, transmit your signs or pass along your signs in a way that somebody just can't pick up. If I can see it, I'm going to use that to my advantage. It's the outside stuff that drives people nuts. So if they're doing it the quote-unquote old way.
If they're cheating the more traditional way?
Correct. Then I think people have less of an issue because I think generally that's just something that's been more acceptable in the sport. You know?
Yeah, I'm actually glad, though, that Oral kind of called it out. And I think that most of the country heard it as sour grapes and homeritis. And I would say that you're probably right on both counts.
Well, it's not like Ben Kasparius has been, like, amazing to where, like, it was impossible for him to have that type of outing.
No, you're right. But, I mean, I would say that, 6 runs or whatever it was in, like, 4 innings or whatever it was or less than that is by far his worst outing.
He gave up 6 runs in 4 innings the timeout before that.
But, okay, so then the last 2 is what we're saying.
Which, again, leads
to what Oral was saying. Is he giving something away?
He might be holding his glove a certain way. He might be doing something when he's gripping the ball based on the pitch. But he's likely giving the hitter something that the hitter goes, I'm taking my shot and I'm swinging on this pitch. Whereas if I don't swing on this pitch, this ball's down at my ankles.
Is it something in the Kansas City game that gave the Astros something to chew on for the next time he was out?
But I'll tell you this, George, one quick thing. We're all focusing in on the big loss, the 18-1 loss. We're not focusing in on the fact that the Dodgers were swept by the Astros at home. It's one thing to get killed by a team. And the Dodgers have lost games earlier this season. I think there was a game they lost to the Padres, like 11-1. Yeah. But we're focused on one game and one number of runs that we're giving up.
The entirety of the series. I agree.
Exactly right. But here's the thing: anybody that starts to panic, hey, bro, they still have a 7-game lead over San Francisco and San Diego. What's the panic? What's the concern?
I don't think there's like a huge level of concern. I just think that. Honestly, considering the way that the season has gone for them from an injury perspective, I think you're just trying to make sure that you stay in first place with at least a relatively comfortable lead until reinforcements come. And if the Astros are taking signs because Ben Kasparius is tipping his pitches or whatever, you deal with it. As long as, again, it's not something that we've seen from this organization before, and it's something that's not natural to the game, right? Because there is an honor amongst thieves, and they're all thieves in baseball, I would say. So as long as it's not something outside of the norm, then yeah, you just deal with it. And by the way, the next couple of games they lost were more reasonable losses.
Yeah,
it wasn't
that's right.
18-1,
That's right.
So.
Yeah, and now you're going to finish up this last week. You've got Milwaukee coming, and you've got San Francisco. And I say coming, I haven't really looked to see home or away. But the point is that this is going to be an interesting last week because before heading into the All-Star break, because you're playing against quality teams. And if you're San Francisco in particular, you're trying to do anything you can to climb back into this division race, which I, of course, think is over anyway. But
you think it's over already?
Oh, yeah. The Dodgers are still going to win this division running away. I don't think San Diego or San Francisco can catch them. And, yes, It's only 7 games.
It's still a long way to go. And it's going to be they're on the road in Milwaukee, and then they're on the road in San Francisco. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I have no confidence in San Francisco or San Diego, so that leads to a lot of confidence in the Dodgers.
Yeah. Well, Cappy, it's good to have you back. It's also, apropos that we're 3 minutes over the break here.
All right, well, then let's hit the break, and let's try and get back on track.
Yeah, we got what you need to know, and then another edition of Outsider Insider. That's next.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A Good Karma Brands radio station.
Waba Grill.
What's our secret? It's our sauce.
Our sauces are more flavorful for you, from sweet and spicy to fiery hot. Waba Grill. It's unexpected. It's delicious. It's saucy. It's for you.
The 15th.
Number 2.
Jazz Band and the Delphonics. August 9th.
And the number 1 reason.
We're giving away a Jeep Gladiator. Earn entries now playing table games. And be here the 31st at 10 p.m. for your chance to win.
Morongo. Good times.
Hey guys, you feel it? The days are getting longer, the sun is getting warmer. Looks like our SoCal summer is here. And you know here in California, we are all about choosing chill. From hitting the beach to the best hiking trails to going all out to support our teams, one thing really ties it all together. Enjoying an icy cold Coors Light with great friends. Pick up icy cold Coors Light near you or get it delivered to your door today. Visit CAChooseChill.com to learn more. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly and cheers with icy cold Coors Light.
Craving that beach vibe? There's an Islands restaurant near you with all your favorites. Crafting your perfect Islands moments with classic burgers, fresh cut fries, local brews, and never-ending summer drinks. Visit your local Islands restaurant.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
710 ESPN.
Sedano and Cap for your afternoon right now on 710 ESPN.
It's time for what you need to know.
Let's do it. What you need to know right now.
What you need to know is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times. That's the 90 minutes from wherever you are. Take it away, Lynn.
Thanks, Sedano. Well, what you need to know is that Cappy's favorite Laker, Bronny James, had a good, solid game.
I watched this
NBA
game
Summer
yesterday.
League over the weekend. Yes.
Yeah.
So I guess he scored 10 first half points in only 11 minutes. He had like this crazy dunk that was very like LeBron-esque, and he did not play in the second half. But had me thinking, Bronny's looking all right. Maybe he'll get some more minutes this year.
Why did he not play in the second half? Did JJ bench the starters for the rest of the half or something?
I think so.
Or
JJ doesn't coach the Summer League.
JJ doesn't coach the Summer League.
Hey, yeah, but hey, DeAndre, you think that. Okay, but what you don't understand is that when they go in at halftime, JJ's on the phone going, hey, I don't want you to play these guys in the second half. Do what I tell you to do.
I'm
right?
fairly certain that was the plan going into the game.
Oh, all right. Okay.
So he had 10 points, and he had
he had a
2
couple
rebounds.
threes, couple corner threes. He had a big dunk at the first play of the game, a steal and a dunk in transition.
2 rebounds and a
He looked
steal.
good.
And Connect, on the other hand, Dalton Connect.
Not good.
Is not good once again. Notably
2 bad games in Summer
drafted
League
in the same draft. So just point that out there, Cappy.
Hey, second-round pick more valuable than the first-round pick from that draft, perhaps?
Here's what I will tell you, and I don't want to overreact to just 2 Summer League games because anybody can have 2 bad Summer League games, and those games are officiated differently. There's a lot more physicality usually. And look, guys are just trying to get their own in those games in a lot of ways. So it's not necessarily a great team game. But I will say this. If Dalton Connect has a bad summer league in general, the California Classic and the Las Vegas, that would be, I don't want to call it alarming, but I would say it would be concerning. Because in year 2, when you go to summer league, you should be dominating.
Well, I think that you're exactly right in that when you're a guy who was a first-round pick, who was 24 years old, who everybody had high expectations for because you're supposed to be a really great three-point shooter. Do you guys remember the game during the season? I can't remember exactly who they played. It may have been maybe Denver. Do you guys remember the game where Dalton Connect and Austin Reeves both scored 30-plus? Do you guys remember who that was against? It may have been in a losing effort against Denver.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. They almost won.
Right.
So it was a big deal.
When you're a rookie and you can have a 31-point game in a regular season game against a championship caliber opponent, wouldn't it stand to reason that in Summer League, when you're older than all these guys by a lot in most cases, and you've already had that kind of a performance, that you should be significantly more advanced? Yeah, I think it'd be very alarming, George, if Dalton Connect doesn't improve his game in the Summer League.
Yeah, you should be dominating Summer League. Like in Vegas, he should play 3 games, and he's so good in those 3 games by the time he gets there, even if he's had the clunkers at the California Classic, and they'd be like, all right, that's enough. We can just sit him for the rest of the way. Like that's what you want in those scenarios.
And on the other hand, with Bronny, you said I don't want to get too excited about a summer league game where the guy scores 10 points in 11 minutes. And, yeah, he's an athletic kid, and he puts up a nice dunk here and there and hits a couple of threes. What was the game earlier this year? Again, another losing effort where Bronny came in and he actually had like a legitimate game, like a real scoring game.
Philly.
And
Philly was the game that he. My bad. Philly was the game where he didn't look good.
Philly was the game where they shut him down.
Was it Milwaukee?
Milwaukee, yes, it was Milwaukee.
I don't remember exactly how many points Bronny scored, but I do remember
18.
this. I do remember this. Me and Stephen A. Smith came back the next day and was like, this brother can play. I may have been wrong about this young brother. This brother may be able to play. So when you're Bronny and you are athletic and you have an NBA season and a G League season under your belt, don't you feel the same way that he also should be? I don't know if I'm going to call him dominant, but he should be impressive in year two.
I think Bronny should be better in Summer League this year. Yes, he should be a good player in Summer League, and he has been, at least in the one half he played.
Yeah, at least that we have one half of a sample size.
Yeah,
that's what we got.
But he looked fantastic from the gate, I thought.
Now, let me ask everybody a quick question, because I'm watching right now on ESPN. Mm-hmm. There is a Summer League game right now.
Salt Lake City, Summer League,
So this is Oklahoma City versus Philadelphia.
Right, so VJ Edgecombe, the number 3 pick in the draft. And I don't remember who Oklahoma City took in the draft in the first round.
I have it committed to memory. I'll just wait for you to figure it out on your own, though. I'm not going to help you out.
Okay, thanks.
Nikola Topic.
That's what I was going to say.
Topic.
Right,
there you go.
But
Cappy would have come up with that immediately.
Yeah.
Funch was just talking about him.
What is the are we watching these Summer League games on ESPN, or is there another place I should be watching?
So you can watch them on ESPN, on NBA TV, and on ESPN2, I believe, as well.
The Deuce, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, I'll be watching.
Yeah. So I would imagine there'll be, if you put on the guide, I'm sure it'll tell you what. But yeah, this one's playing right now. And
what's up with this Salt Lake City thing?
So they've been doing it for a couple of years in Salt Lake, and just a couple teams go there. So basically the California Classic is always the same teams. It's the Lakers, the Clippers, the Warriors, the Heat, the Spurs, and there's usually one more that I'm missing there.
And is that always in Sacramento as it has been in the past, or does it move around?
It's at the Warriors this year.
Okay, got it. In San Francisco, got it.
Mm-hmm. It's been at the Warriors the last 2 years. But yeah,
has it? Okay.
Yeah. But that's been the deal at the, and then the Jazz have their own, and they do that at the University of Utah.
So is it an entire summer league there, or is it a couple of games before everybody goes to Vegas?
It's their own little week of summer league games.
All right, I'll watch a little bit. I'll take a look at some of these.
Some scouting, Cap.
Hey, listen, DeAndre, I like to do some scouting. I like to go to these high school basketball tournaments around Christmas time when they bring in the best of the best. And, this kid's going to Duke, and this kid's going to UCLA, and this guy's going to North Carolina, and this guy's going to be a one and done. Yeah, I'll do a little bit of scouting like I do around Christmas time.
You will?
Keep my eye on it.
Ball knowers.
Yeah, why not? Oklahoma City up 7. Nope. Check that. Philadelphia up 8-7. 5:09 to go in the first quarter. Yeah. It's exciting summer league action, people.
Yeah. So I had it wrong. The Clippers aren't at the California Classic. It's just Lakers, Heat, Spurs, and Warriors. Those teams always play.
Come on, George. Come on.
All right, whatever.
Come on, man.
And then in this one, you've got Thunder, Sixers, Grizzlies, Jazz, it looks like.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, now you mentioned Bronny, okay? You mentioned Bronny.
Friday we have the big game.
You mean the softball game between Team Mace and Team Cap?
No, I'm talking about
Oh, what game are you talking about?
I'm just talking about the Summer League. It's Friday.
What's the big games?
You got some games on. You got real games on. You got the big Summer League games on Friday.
Yeah, like what?
You've got the first night of Summer League is what I'll tell you.
Okay. The first night of Summer League in Vegas.
Yeah.
And when are you going to Summer League?
So I don't get there to the 15th.
Okay, and Lindsay, when are we going?
I'm trying to go this weekend.
Oh, you're going before George goes.
Yeah. Thursday is the first
weekend.
night. My bad. It's
Weekend.
not Friday. It's Thursday because that's why I was like, where are the Lakers? I thought they were on opening night. They are. It's Bronny versus Cooper Flag on Thursday.
I'm trying to go the 18th, 19th, 20th.
I got to find out. I got to find out if I can play Summer League on Prize Picks. I'm going to take Cooper Flag in that game.
Oh, dear.
That might be the only game he plays. So if you're going to do it, it's got to be the game to do it.
What are you giggling about, DeAndre?
It's just funny to me. Summer League got to get on that Prize Pick.
Wait, here it is. I found it already. Maybe I should have taken Ace Bailey for more or less than 16 points.
No, in his last game, he would have gotten less.
Yeah. How about 23 points, rebounds, and assists for Ace Bailey?
Nah, he hit less there too, I think.
All right. How about 1.5 3-pointers made for Ace Bailey? I just like him because his name is Ace.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I think he only had 1 3-pointer.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway. So, Cappy, I mean, the Dodger part of this, as we were talking about earlier, is interesting. The Bronny part is interesting. But I got to ask you, we missed our window here to ask you another outsider-insider question, but what we're going to do is we're going to do it on the other side.
All right.
And I have 2 questions for you.
Okay.
And they're both LeBron related. Because I know that if you missed anything, forget about DeAndre Ayton. Like, DeAndre Ayton was a big story for us here because people were like, it was polarizing, right? The DeAndre Ayton thing. But literally the first day you're gone, okay, this LeBron story comes out, and his agent, Rich Paul, puts out this statement. This was tailor-made for a Cappy moment here on the show.
Yes, it was.
And you were not able to participate. I mean, if anything, that had to just drive you nuts. That's why they waited that long to do that.
That's why you got to know the calendar, bro.
Know the calendar, bro. You
gotta
never
know
know
that
what's going to
calendar,
happen
bro.
in passive-aggressive season.
Right.
So let's get into that on the other side and touch on Cappy's feelings about LeBron. That's next.
The biggest show on the radio.
Mason and Ireland tomorrow.
Why don't we grill to order at Waba Grill?
It's just better for you.
Download the Waba Rewards app or order online at wabagrill.com. Waba Grill, it's for you.
Ooh, this is how I work, Bergman. Go home.
The OGs of LA Sports Talk.
Mason and Ireland on 710.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News and World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Have you checked out the new Park West Bicycle Casino? Only 9 miles from downtown LA, right off the 710? The bike has been reimagined with new ownership, renovations, and 200 table games. On July 1st and July 15th, buy in for $100 and get $100 in Lucky Chips plus $50 in free play chips. ESPN listeners get $30 in match play when they walk in and say, Cappy sent me. Park West Bicycle Casino. Real cards, real prizes, real close.
Please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER. GAR-00191 001289 001292. PSIS license number 1358.
Waba Grill is an LA original, so we've got to keep it real. Real fresh with our Asian-inspired menu that's grilled to order every time.
Pick me up and never put me down.
Real quality with our marinated proteins like hormone-free chicken, ribeye steak, wild-caught salmon, and shrimp. Enjoy $5 happy hour weekdays after 3 p.m. with our 5-piece pork veggie dumplings and a value-sized premium beverage drink like our creamy and delicious Thai tea. Waba Grill, keeping it real every day for you.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
If Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea was your best friend, it would be the kind of friend that starts an impromptu dance party in the supermarket aisle that turns into an all-day pool party rager at your place, and you don't even own a pool. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea turns any day into a legendary adventure. It's smooth and refreshing real iced tea with just the right kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
And it is Sedano and Cap. Your Monday afternoon, the Waba Grill 4 p.m. hour is on. Waba Grill, get to Waba Grill for their new $5 happy hour, weekdays after 3 p.m. Today is National Compliment Your Mirror Day. Compliment your mirror, huh? And on this day, back in 2001, Usher had the #1 hit, You Remind Me. Sedano and Cap continues your Monday afternoon right now.
You know, George, I saw on your social media this weekend that you and your wife and your children were watching your wedding video. Which I'm impressed with, by the way, that you still have a DVD player available in your home.
Well, it's my PlayStation, really. I didn't know where to play it, and then I realized, the PlayStation plays DVD.
Because, dude, me and my ex-wife and my kids, we used to all watch our wedding video all the time, but it was on VHS tape.
Right.
Like, I don't even...
Well, that's even worse.
Way worse. But I was impressed with some of your dance moves that you put out on social.
I mean, I'd probably throw out my back worse than I just did, fixing the garage.
But when we play some Usher on the way back in, and you're watching on the YouTube feed, and you get to see a couple of young brothers just showing off some dance moves, it's impressive. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Yes. As my wife says, we were in sync from day one, as she likes to say. So, Cappy, let me ask you this, okay?
All right, go ahead.
Tell me how you really felt about this LeBron thing when Rich Paul put out this statement.
All right, here's how I felt. And I went to Twitter on the rarest of occasions that I actually tweeted during this vacation.
Yeah.
I tweeted it like this. You already know how I feel.
Oh.
And
you already know.
Y'all already know how I feel. And there were some people that were like, yeah, I feel the same way. And then there were other people like, no, actually, I have no idea how you feel. Yeah, I got nothing on it, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Listen, I've said it before. We've argued, we've battled, we've debated, but I'll maintain my position. You can never, ever, ever hand off a basketball team so long as LeBron is on that basketball team. For years, all I heard about was this is supposed to be Anthony Davis's team. And I know we'll go back and forth about whether or not Anthony Davis has the personality to take over a team, or even if he has the game to take over a team. But I made the point back then, and I'll make the point again. You cannot give the team to somebody so long as you have a guy on the team who is as accomplished as LeBron on the floor, and who is as ultra wealthy as LeBron and influential as LeBron off the floor. Mm-hmm. So when the Lakers made the trade for Luka, for me, that indicated the end is near. LeBron opting in and saying, I'll take my $50+ million, therefore I'm in control of what happens. I wasn't surprised by that. Were you?
No, I wasn't surprised. I will say, the more I thought about it, I wasn't surprised. I was surprised by the timing of it, is what I would say.
When Rich Paul makes a statement, and I'm going to paraphrase, but I'm sure I'll be pretty close. We have to consider LeBron's career and his future and his desire to win a championship.
Right.
What we all heard, those of us that want LeBron gone, what we all heard was LeBron still wants to win a championship, and he doesn't think he can do it with the Lakers.
Well, I think it's very clear that he's saying this roster is not championship ready, yes.
Great. I'm glad it's not championship ready. Because you know what would make me really happy? To see LeBron get traded. LeBron's in control. So, hey, LeBron, tell the Lakers where you want to go, and then let's see if they can go out and do a deal. George, is it realistic to think that LeBron could go home to Cleveland, where he's been out playing golf with his pals, and go finish his career for the team that drafted him, for the city that he brought a championship to? Is it conceivable that he could go back to Cleveland and finish his career there, he and Bronny together?
It would be challenging, Cappy, because I think everyone was caught off guard by this, by the timing of it, because if teams would have had a hint that this was potentially coming, they would not have made all the moves that they made. I think certain teams would have been at least kicking the tires, which, by the way, they have been since, because Dave McMenamin has reported. But I think it would have been easier potentially to facilitate something had there been some notice ahead of time.
Okay, I have an idea. Now, this may seem out of whack to you. This may seem like no chance this could happen. But I'm going to throw an idea your way. You ready? Because let me make it clear. You asked my opinion of LeBron, him opting in, and what's going to happen. My opinion is LeBron James should leave the Lakers. My opinion is I would love to see the Lakers start to prepare for the future, not just get through the year to accommodate LeBron. Here's an idea. Have the Lakers strengthened the center position, George?
Sure. I
By
mean,
a lot?
I don't love the move, but I mean, I felt like there were other moves they could have made that would have fit better per se, and not been as big a question mark regarding desire, personality, whatever, et cetera. But sure, I guess.
They're a little bit better at center than they were a year
if
ago?
the guy wants to play, they're a lot better. But, I mean, the problem is he's going to, out of every 4 games, he's going to have one great game. You're going to be like, oh, my God, he's amazing. And then he's going to have one, like, pretty good game. And then, like, 2 games that you're going to be like, wait, what? How is this possible?
Okay, so let me throw an idea at you.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't the Lakers still use another center? Somebody who's actually better than DeAndre Ayton?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
But that person is probably not available at the moment.
Okay, but wait. I've read this McMiniman stuff, and check me on this.
Oh, let's check you.
Isn't there like a little bit of some chatter about LeBron, not to Cleveland, but LeBron to Dallas? Have you heard that?
Yeah, but only in a buyout situation.
Well, that's what they say as of today, right?
Mm-hmm.
That Dallas would only do this if it were a buyout.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas doesn't want to part with a whole bunch of stuff and give it to the Lakers. And I think we probably all know why, because most people
think they already gave the Lakers enough.
Okay, but wait. Let me throw an idea your way.
Throw an idea.
LeBron to the Mavericks, straight up trade for Anthony Davis.
No, that's not happening.
Come on, you got to admit this is a great idea.
That's not an even trade. Like, why would they do that? Why would Dallas do that?
Yeah, there's no chance they would do that.
Lindsay, I love that you just said that.
Only because it's LeBron's last season, probably.
Right. I
You
love
got
that
Anthony
you said
Davis
that.
for like another 5 years,
Nico
right?
really wants Anthony Davis. Like
Right.
that. The whole point was he believes, whether you think he's crazy or not, that defense wins championships. And he's not trading the centerpiece of the Luka trade back to the Lakers for LeBron.
Yeah. No, but here's what you do. No. If you're Rob Pelinka, here's what you do. You call down to Dallas and what he was doing reportedly to Dorian Finney-Smith, right? The story was that he was kind of telling teams, yeah, Dorian Finney-Smith, you don't want him. Nah, knee problems, you don't want him. And the story goes that Dorian Finney-Smith left the Lakers to go to Houston via free agency because he was pissed. Now, you've heard that story, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not just making that up, am I?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't read it by writing it down first and then reading it back to myself. Like, that actually has been reported, correct?
I mean, it has been reported in some circles. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Rob Pelinka calls down to the Mavericks and says, hey, listen, you know it and I know it. Anthony Davis is always hurt. He's only going to play 40 games for you this year. I'll give you LeBron. I'm going to give you LeBron with all the desire in the world to finish his career with a championship. You guys can have LeBron. We'll take AD off your hands. You don't like this idea, DeAndre, or do you like this idea?
Where do you come up with this stuff, Cap?
Where do you come up with this stuff?
Well, here's where I came up with it. It was the report that maybe Dallas would have interest in LeBron. And I was like, great. You know what? The Lakers need a big-time center. They don't have one. DeAndre Ayton doesn't count yet. I was wrong. I admit it. I was wrong about Anthony Davis and what he was saying last year, which was, give me another big man. I say if you've got DeAndre Ayton and you've got Anthony Davis and you don't have LeBron, now Luka has his own team. Is there anybody listening right now? Hello. Is this thing
It just
on?
doesn't make any sense, Cap.
Is there anybody listening that thinks this is a brilliant
This is
idea other than me?
ridiculous. This is a waste of breath.
And that is because you think that Dallas would say no thanks.
No, Dallas isn't doing the Lakers another. You don't think they've done them enough favors?
Well, listen, I mean, I'd love to see the Mavericks do
That
us
means
another
they would
favor.
have basically just given them Luka.
Well, what are you talking about? If they just gave him Luka and they don't think Anthony Davis is worth it much, give him LeBron
But they
for
do
AD.
obviously think he's worth that much because that's why they traded for him.
So you guys think that Dallas would never do this? You guys think that Dallas would be in the loser position again?
No chance.
Oh, you guys, come on, man. We got to come up with a compelling case.
Hell no.
All right, Perk, if you say so. Well, here's the bottom line, George. It comes back to the original question. What do I think? I think that LeBron should find where he wants to go, and LeBron should have the opportunity to go to that team because, yet again, as long as LeBron is on this team, you are accommodating LeBron. That's my opinion. I'd love to see LeBron go elsewhere.
Fair enough, Cappy. Let's get to Radio Tinder next. But first, Cappy, how's that flooring coming in? I talked to Steven the other day. You were gone when they came by, the crazy Hernandez brothers. Did you have you gotten the flooring set up? Is Rachel ready to go and get the flooring all taken care of?
We're so close, George. We're days away now from getting back to the crazy Hernandez brothers because so much has happened with this property and ripping out a bathroom and fumigating for termites and all this other kind of mishigas, okay?
Mishigas, yeah.
I hope you heard that, right? That's the proper pronunciation. So we're this close to getting back to Steven Hernandez to say, Steven, it's time to carpet this thing.
Okay, fair enough. So if you need flooring in your home rental or even your ADU like Cappy does, listen, go to Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, legitimately family run. You get the authentic old school TLC year round. And what I mean family run, I don't mean just the crazy Hernandez brothers. Papi Hernandez started it 57 years ago, okay? Think about that. Mom is there, aunts and uncles, cousins, brothers, sisters, okay? Nephews, nieces, you name it. They're all there. And here's the deal. No bogus sales, no gimmicks, just the best price from the start. And that's why I say it and I mean it. No sale beats wholesale, homeboy. Hardwood, laminate, tile, vinyl, carpet, you name it, they got it. Over 5 million square feet of in-stock inventory. You can see it, touch it, and take it home with you on the same day, and that's huge, especially when you're trying to finish a project fast. It's why designers, contractors, and builders all shop here. They know the crazy Hernandez brothers are always going to take care of you. And check this out. If you're a first responder or active military or even a veteran, you'll receive additional discounts on top of the already low prices. And if you find a better price, which I doubt, Hernandez will match it, no questions asked. So head down to Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, 2 locations, Santa Ana and Commerce, all right? Or call them at 866-62-FLOOR. That's 866-62-FLOOR. No games, no gimmicks, just the best price in town year-round because no sale beats wholesale. Check them out on the web, HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. That's HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. Or call them at 866-62-FLOOR.
Why do we grill to order at Waba Grill?
It's just better for you.
Download the Waba Rewards app or order online at wabagrill.com. Waba Grill, it's for you.
I'm Doug.
And I'm Damon.
And we want to buy your house.
Let Seller's Advantage show you how we can give you more.
No fees, no commissions, and no repairs. Just a fair cash offer that can close in just a few days.
Check out our Google reviews.
And call Seller's Advantage today or visit sellersadvantage.com.
Travis and DeMarco tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
Don't miss Travis and DeMarco on 710 ESPN.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Progressive knows when you own a boat or RV, it's like you're automatically on vacation, even if you're actually a marriage counselor in the middle of couples therapy. But in your mind, you're camping in Acadia, puttering around Frenchman Bay. Your boat and RV are both protected. You're lobster drenched in butter and... Uh-oh, did your clients just notice you weren't listening? Quick, do the thing where you just repeat back exactly what they said but as a question. They bought it. Now back to Maine, earning an automatic discount bundling your boat or RV with your home or auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify.
The most followed sports radio station in the world.
In the world. That's right. In the world.
710 ESPN.
You know it. Yeah. Tell your friends.
At ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
We're naturally entertaining.
Yes. LA's mega sports station. 710 ESPN.
And it is Sedano and Cap. Monday afternoon, the Waba Grill 4 p.m. hour, and it is Radio Tinder time. We like to play a TV theme. How about a movie theme? Because yesterday, July 6th, was Sylvester Stallone's 79th birthday. Of course, he played in Rocky. And of course, Sedano and I love Rocky IV. So let's play something off the Rocky IV soundtrack, shall we? You can follow her at Lindsay Baseball on Twitter or Instagram. Don't forget about our new sponsor, the Crazy Hernandez Brothers. If you're in the market for new flooring, shop at Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, where every day is a deal. No gimmicks. Call 866-62-FLOOR, F-L-O-O-R, or go to HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. No sale beats wholesale. Take it away, producer Lindsay.
Yeah. Who sings this song?
Oh, I don't know, but it's good.
I know it is good. I heard Eye of the Tiger the other day, and I just started singing like at the top of my lungs. All these Rocky songs.
Good songs.
Drago!
You want to keep singing, Cap?
I don't know all the words. I'll just be making
what
them up.
the mongrels are saying, Cappy.
Which mongrels?
That's what I call the YouTube
people now.
mongrels.
Oh, the YouTube people are brilliant.
No,
The YouTube people are amazing. They all agree with me. Trade LeBron for AD. LeBron and Bronny for AD.
Right, except the mongrels don't know that there's no chance that actually will happen. Actually, there's a couple guys that said that there's no chance.
Well, you know what? You remember that one time you said that the circle of trust, they're idiots, but they're your idiots? Remember you said that?
The mongrels are your mongrels?
These are my mongrels. That's right. They may be mongrels, but they're my mongrels.
All right, Linz, take it away.
All right, so a video that recently went viral on TikTok was from a San Diego waitress who talked about how she tries to get like sympathy tips at work. She said that she added like a baby photo to her server book, you know, hoping that people at the restaurant will like see it and assume that that's her kid, and you know they'll be like, oh, like if they ask her about, oh, is that your kid? Yeah, I'm a single mom, but she does not have a child. And when I used to be a waitress, I know there was a lot of people who used to make up stories. I remember like one time this girl was like, oh, I gotta go pick up my kids, but like she didn't have any kids, so you know she just wanted the table to leave because they were like camping out. So anyway, wanted to ask you guys if you've ever are you one to ever like sympathy tip somebody in these situations? And also, do you think that she's a jerk for doing this? Swipe left or swipe right?
I mean, listen, I don't know. I generally tip pretty well anyway, so I mean, I don't know if I've ever had to sympathy tip. Like, I just feel like if you give me good service, I'm going to tip you well. Like, that's just kind of the way it works, you know?
So the other part of your question, Lindsay, would you ever do this, or you know, do you think that she's, you know, not cool for doing it? Let me tell you something. You talk about being a business person. Hey, picture of my kid on my thing. I want you people to think I've got a kid. I want you to tip me more so that I can take better care of my child. That is being a very smart businesswoman. That's very good. And I can appreciate where she's coming from.
Yeah.
Now, George, I'm going to tell you something. I have a little bit of a bone to pick with you.
Oh, yeah.
I heard you last week when I was on vacation talking about what a crappy tipper I am and what an awesome tipper you are.
Well, you have generally said you don't like to tip.
No, that's you have misinterpreted what I said. What I said was I don't like it when I'm being forced to tip for things that are not really something you need to be tipping for.
Like what?
Example, I mentioned to you that I went to that coffee shop across the way in LA Live, and I said to the girl, I said, hey, can I have that pre-made salad from the refrigerator? She turned around, handed me the salad, and the salad was maybe $10, but the iPad was like, you want to tip 25, 30, or 35%. I don't want to tip any of that percent. It's a pre-made salad. All she did was hand it to me.
I'm with you on that one, Cap, but since I go to Illy, and it's always the same lady working there, I always tip.
Then you got to take care of them. Plus, if you use like an LA Live discount because you're an employee there, then you got to tip a little bit more as well. Now, I had a situation about a week or so ago where I said to my son, here, go close out our tab because we were at this pizza place. I go, did you leave a tip? He said, yeah. I said, how much? He said, $5. I go, $5? That's 10% of the bill, man.
Why does he think that's okay? You never taught him to tip?
Lindsay, I feel really stupid about the whole thing. I wound up having to go up and put a $20 bill in cash.
I mean, I remember
in their jar
when my grandparents used to take us out to dinner all the time, and my grandpa carried around a card in his wallet, before phones were popular, like when I was really young, and he would take the little tip card out of his wallet to estimate how much of a tip it would be without having to do the math and all that stuff. So I knew how to tip when I was little, before I ever was able to dine out on my own. You got to teach him better.
I have a friend of mine who's the most embarrassing guy to be at a dinner with. He gets the bill, he divides it in half, then he looks at what the bill was before the tax, and then he starts to negotiate things. Hey, it was a $50 bill, but before the tax it was $43, so I have to tip on the $43 rather than on the $50, so I always have to over tip to make up for this cheapskate.
The only time,
I mean, technically he's right. You're supposed to tip pre-tax, but nobody really does that.
The only time that you should
Except
ever do that, Cap, is when you are supposed to tip before a discount. Because
all I know
if you get half off, you should still tip on the full amount.
Right, you should you should treat it like it was the real amount. Yes.
I'm going to finish this question off by just saying one thing. I know I have a reputation for being cheap, okay? Reputation for looking to get free stuff. I get that too. But I want the record to be clear, George, when it comes to tipping, just like you said last week when I was on vacation listening to this, I tip all them MFers. And I want that to be known for the record.
What about Dodger Stadium? You remember how we got the hot dogs and waters?
Yeah.
And remember how they turned the iPad around? You're like, what is going on here?
Right. But you see, I have video evidence.
We do have video evidence, yes.
And I think I tipped more than 20% on 2 hot dogs, 2 waters, and whatever the 5th item was, nachos.
Mm-hmm.
So I have video evidence, DeAndre. The cameras were rolling. I had to over-tip. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
All right, what's next then?
Funch has the next one.
It's funny. It's ironic. Mine is about tipping. So I went to Javier's in Newport Beach the other night. You guys
great
have been
restaurant.
there?
The
Very,
original.
very nice.
The original.
Very, very nice restaurant in there. Great food, really good ambiance. But there was a bathroom attendant, and whenever I go to the bathroom, I feel the need to tip the guy. So I think I ended up tipping the guy like $30 for I only went twice. And one time I tipped him a 20 and a 10, or I guess I tipped him a 10 the first time. I didn't have any change or whatever. So when you guys go to the bathroom, do you guys feel the pressure to tip the bathroom attendant every time you go?
If there's a bathroom attendant, yes, I do feel that way. If I didn't know ahead of time, I asked the host or the hostess, I'm like, hey, is there an ATM nearby? I want to tip your bathroom guy. Now, if you just give him a big tip at the beginning, then who cares? Are you taking any of his stuff?
No, I just wash my hands.
Okay.
But
Then
did he
hold
give you a
on.
towel?
Yeah, if they hand you a towel.
That's what I'm saying. They only hand me a towel.
Right?
Yeah, the soap and a towel. That's
Then
it.
you got to tip him something.
Listen, I'm going to tell you something, Funchy. What you did was very generous, $30 for the bathroom
know,
attendant.
twice.
But you made a mistake.
Oh, no, you gave him 2 different $30?
No, twice. I gave him $10 one time and then $20 the next time.
Oh, then you're good.
No.
That's
No.
way too much.
Exactly.
Way too much. If
I
you
mean,
gave
it's not too. I would say
No,
that's
I'm
very
saying,
No,
like,
it's
you
way
don't
too
need to-
much.
You
It's
should
way
go
too
back
much.
there tomorrow and have another
Ask him for
run
change.
at it.
Yeah. Like, dude, if you give a bathroom attendant $10 the
You
first
give him
time,
10, you should be good.
you can go to the bathroom 8
It was
times.
Javier's in Newport Beach,
No,
though.
it doesn't matter.
Not,
Listen,
not 8 times. You
No.
can go to the bathroom twice for $10.
let me tell you something right now. And I'm
$5
gonna-
at Javier's.
And I'm just going to be real here, okay? I'm going to be really real. I don't like a bathroom attendant. I don't need gum. I don't need breath mints. I don't need cigarettes. I don't need somebody handing me a towel. I will be honest about this. I will pee, and I will leave without washing my hands just to avoid the
that's
entire
gross.
tip.
That's
There was a
gross.
previous host in this time slot.
And you have to have a fake conversation with him, too.
That was very prone to not washing his hands after doing number 1.
Can I ask a question?
Mm.
What is the actual point of a bathroom attendant?
Good question. And because you're asking that question, that leads me to my opinion about bathroom attendants, which is an unnecessary thing, and I don't see why anybody needs it. And therefore, I don't really want to tip. And by the way, a lot of times I will. If I wash my hands and they hand me a towel and I've got a $5 bill, I'll put it down. But I think it's a ripoff.
I mean, to be honest with you.
So technically, the bathroom attendant is there to maintain like the cleanliness, supplies, make sure that stuff. Because you don't want that stuff to run out.
Is that only a men's room thing? Is there one in the women's room?
Well, I was just gonna say, like,
I
to
don't
be
know.
honest
I've never
with
been
you,
in a ladies' room.
Yeah,
so I
Lindsay.
wouldn't know.
I mean, there are at some places, and I feel like a place that I can think of, like recently, running into one is like at a wedding. But for me, it makes sense for a women's restroom to have an attendant way more than a men's, because
Agreed.
Then you can, if you need like deodorant or like hairspray or like, you know, there's a lot more things I feel like that would make sense for a woman than it would be for a man. For a man, it seems pretty pointless.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm at least admitting it, but a lot of you animals, a lot of you mongrels out there, as George called you, you guys are doing the same thing I'm doing. You just don't want to admit it. I'm clean, by the way. Just so you know, I'm clean, okay?
You just say to the guy on your way out, like, I'm good. Or you just, like, walk out there like a weirdo.
Or just grab my own towel and just...
I don't want that green and white mint, okay?
Do you ever say, like, no, I'm okay?
Yeah, I'll be like, yo, I'm good, bro. I'm good.
But then you don't wash your hands.
Yeah, but I always carry a little antibacterial bottle with me.
Weird. Seems like a great length to go to avoid the.
You know what really bothers me about this conversation is 30 seconds earlier I'm saying on the record I'm a great tipper, okay? And 30 seconds later I'm going, I don't tip the attendant in the bathroom.
Yeah.
So
and I'm gross.
What we're getting out of this is that the moral of the story is George is somebody who often feels obligated not only to tip, but to tip beyond what's probably expected. Yeah. And you, on the other hand, Cap, think that tipping is a sham.
I will tip the hell out of somebody for who's a waiter, a waitress, a server, whatever. I think a bathroom attendant's ridiculous. And Funchy, you put that $10 in the first time, you're entitled to go to the bathroom as many times as you want because 10 is over tipping. And to put in $30, that's ridiculous.
Felt pressured, man. I felt pressured.
That's what I was going to say. It's like you feel obligated, whereas like you don't, Cap. You don't feel obligated?
My son, I will give him this credit, though, Lindsay. Last night, he went to see my daughter who works at an ice cream shop over the summer.
Did he drop off an extra tip for the lady that he stiffed the week before?
No, because I already made up for that.
Okay.
But my daughter gave him 3 ice creams and didn't charge him for the ice cream because she could get away with that. And you know what my son did yesterday because he learned his lesson? He dropped a 20 in the bucket.
That's right.
Oh, that's nice.
You shouldn't be saying that on the air, Cap. You're going to get her in trouble.
Nah, they need her. There's 3 scoops of ice cream, Linz, you know?
I just want to say, in my service days, I do, you know, like, if there was somebody that, you know, you get them, like, this one guy used to come in every week when I worked at the golf course, and he used to come to the bar every Wednesday and have his lessons, and, like, you know, always talk to me because there's never anyone there at that time. I always gave him, like, a free beer or 2, whatever, and he would always over-tip me. And then, eventually, one day I didn't charge him at all, and it turned out that he became my dentist. And so now he like hooks me up when I go to the dentist, which is a lot more expensive than a free beer, you know?
Yeah, you tip him?
Yeah.
You tip the dentist?
No, I don't, but, you know.
Throw a 20 at him? You go, hey, here you go, doc.
He ate for free for like 2 summers, you know?
Yeah. Funch, I'm impressed, man. $30 for the bathroom attendant. Very impressive.
Javier's, man.
Yeah.
I'm here.
All right, that's Radio Tinder, brought to you by our friends, the Crazy Hernandez Brothers, Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. If you're in the market for new flooring, shop at Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, where every day is a deal, no gimmicks. Call them at 866-62-FLOOR or go to the web, hernandezwholesaleflooring.net, where no sale beats wholesale. All right, coming up next, Cappy, I want to get into something Jerome Bettis said about the Rams that I don't think DeAndre is going to like. And then at 5 o'clock, Bradley Beal is out there, and the Lakers have been rumored in the Bradley Beal sweepstakes if he gets bought out, which seems a likelihood. So let's get into what?
No.
Okay, whatever. You can elaborate later. We'll do that all coming up in the next couple segments.
All right. Hey, but first, can I just say something? I am holding in my hands an icy cold Coors Light, but this one is not really icy cold because it's room temperature. I just hold it on my desk as a prop. But if you're watching on YouTube right now, and guys, if you could full screen me, look over my right shoulder over here. You see my Coors Light? You see my sign over there? I'm holding a Coors Light in my hand, but you see, the mountains are white. But when they're blue, man, they are icy cold, and it is the beer of summer. So I just want to say this to you. You could be out supporting your favorite teams. You could be walking the beach. You could be going out for a happy hour. What you need is an icy cold Coors Light, because when these mountains go blue, man, they are ice cold. And I've said this before, Coors Light is the official beer of summertime in Southern California. The sun is out, bright blue skies, weather is perfect, celebration time, summertime, and that means icy cold Coors Light. You can have it delivered to your house. You could pick it up on the way. Visit the website, CAChooseChill.com, CAChooseChill.com. And of course, when drinking your icy cold Coors Light, celebrate responsibly. Cheers to icy cold Coors Light.
Travis Rogers and DeMarco Farr.
Weekday mornings at 9 a.m. after Clinton and Friends.
But I'm thinking like going raw.
Raw dog in a flight.
Raw dog in a flight. You get on with nothing. Don't read, no phone, nothing. You just sit there for however long the flight is. Could you make it raw?
Don't say it like that.
Well, I tried. I made it about 45 minutes, and then it just, because the seat was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It could be a little bit bigger.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe I should join
And
the
also,
lawsuit.
the idea of making seats bigger is better for everybody.
That's what I'm saying.
Everybody, even if you're a tiny little thing,
Not for
your
the
seat's
airlines.
bigger.
That's not everybody.
Any customer,
Yes.
4 seats.
fine. So anybody who's like sitting next to somebody who's a little big for a seat and they're complaining about the person being too big, yes, bigger seats is better for
Can't you
everybody.
just delete just a few seats and just make it a little bit wider for everyone?
Travis and DeMarco tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
Don't miss Travis and DeMarco on 710 ESPN.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Have you checked out the new Park West Bicycle Casino? Only 9 miles.
Waba Grill.
What's our secret? It's our sauce.
Our sauces are more flavorful for you, from sweet and spicy to fiery hot. Waba Grill. It's unexpected. It's delicious. It's saucy. It's for you.
Walk in and say, KAPPY sent me. Park West Bicycle Casino. Real cards, real prizes, real close.
Please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER. GAR-001291, 001289, 001292. PSIS license number 1358.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
And it is Sedano and Cap. Your Monday afternoon, the Waba Grill 4 p.m. hour is on. Get to Waba Grill for their $5 happy hour weekdays after 3 p.m. Get a 5-piece pork veggie dumplings with sweet chili dipping sauce and a value-sized premium Wab beverage drink like their new refreshing Ice Dragon Fruit Mango Lemonade. Enjoy both for just $5 after 3 p.m. only at Waba Grill. Yesterday, July 6th, back in 1995, Alanis Morissette released the song You Ought to Know. You ought to know, Kappy. Sedano and Cap continues. No Monday afternoon right now.
I love this song. And I actually love this whole album.
It's a great album.
It is a very good album.
Oh, you tell him, DeAndre. I ain't know nothing about no Alanis Morissette.
See if he knows the hook.
Here it comes.
No chance. No chance.
Just hold the camera on DeAndre's face, please.
I mean, it's pretty old, man. This is like 90s music.
95.
Yeah.
DeAndre got that look like, I mean, DeAndre, I don't even want to say what I think is going on inside of your head.
Nah, it doesn't do it for me.
No, huh?
Nah.
She was like very like girl power, like girls, like really like female empowerment. Like
I respect that.
You can respect that, can't you?
That was her vibe.
That
She had
album,
like 5 legit hits on this
yes,
album.
that album is a great, great album.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was very popular because she really like was. There was a group of female artists at the time, and she was probably at the top of that list. of women who kind of took they were young at that particular time, who kind of took the next step in like rock music, particularly of like women empowerment and things of that nature. Because in the 80s you had like Madonna, obviously, like exploring sexuality in front of everyone on television. And even in the 90s too, but this was like a different vibe from that.
Yeah, it was angry.
Right.
Like, seriously, Alanis Morissette was angry. She was like,
no, and
really?
she readily admits that. Like,
Yeah,
it wasn't like, that's not like you like saying anything out of pocket. Like
What was the line in that song? Something about, scratches on the back or something like that. There's a whole line about she hopes.
Wasn't there a song about Uncle Joey from Full House?
That's the rumor.
Yeah, Dave Coulier. Yeah, allegedly.
Really?
Yeah. You
That's
never
who
heard
this
that?
song was. Yeah, I've heard about it. I never really believed
Well,
it.
they're
'cause-
both Canadian.
Well, she
Oh,
said like
well, then, of course.
She said that it was she alluded to the fact that like it was him among other men that she was angry at for whatever. There's a really good documentary about her on HBO. It's like one of the music box ones.
Yeah.
Music box ones. It's really really good. She talks
I
about
bet.
all that.
Lindsay, I didn't watch
does
any
is pretty damn
documentaries. Yeah, I didn't watch any docs, but Lindsay, I did start a new series. Have you heard of a series called Tires on Netflix?
Oh, I actually know the guy. So my old agent helped produce that show.
Oh, really?
Like a bunch of his clients are on that show.
What is the name of the comedian? He's the white dude who used to be like a
Shane
college
Gillis.
football player. Shane Gillis.
Yeah.
Pretty damn funny. I like Tires. It grew on me. It took me a
he's the
little
guy,
time.
Isn't he doing the ESPYs?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he is.
He's the host of the ESPYs?
Yes.
Shane Gillis? Okay,
Yeah.
good for him, man. He's funny. Grew on me. Took a little while, but he grew on me.
Did you watch it with Justin?
Well, Justin's the one who told me that I
That's
needed
what
to
I was
watch
gonna
it
say.
because he's a huge Shane Gillis fan.
He's like a bro guy.
Yeah, he's a total bro guy. Hey, George, I got to ask you a quick question. I noticed the
Wardrobe
the
change?
uniform change. Yeah.
Yeah.
What
I spilled
happened?
guacamole on my other shirt.
I thought maybe there was actually something going on here with that red and white like undershirt for a baseball team.
Yeah.
Pulling into your Dodger gear. I thought, but maybe there's a story here.
No. There was some chips. Mateo was having chips and salsa, and I had some, and I spilled some. So
You
I
got
was
it.
like,
Okay.
oh crap, I got to change shirts now.
Can't have guac on your nice white shirt.
Yeah, I mean, white is very like noticeable. Had it been maybe another color, then it wouldn't have been as noticeable. But yes.
Yeah. Hey, let me just ask you a question before we move into. You mentioned Bradley Beal, and you wanted to kind of get to that part of the story.
Well, we can
and
get to that, but I do want to
Yeah.
get to this Ram story too.
Ram story also. But I just want to ask you this, because you asked me what I thought of the whole LeBron thing, and I told you, I would like to see LeBron go. I think it's time to hand this team off to Luka. I might not feel that way had the Lakers not gotten Luka, but that's how I feel. I don't think there's any reason to continue on in the LeBron era. You didn't really tell me, though, like what you think. Do you think now's a good time, or do you think LeBron will be with the Lakers?
I'll just say what I said the other day, which is
which
very
was what?
much like I actually think that it would be potentially mutually beneficial for both sides, for sure.
To move LeBron.
To move on, yes.
Yeah.
I think it could be beneficial for both sides, mutually
Yeah.
beneficial, yes.
Yeah. I'm glad to hear you say that.
Do you think it's strange that the Lakers have not yet acknowledged that he has opted in?
It is weird that they have not, because every team today, now that it's become official, like believe last night, everything became official, and teams are putting out all their releases, their official releases now. Yeah, none of that is in there. So,
and I just wonder, the sale of the team. LeBron and Rich Paul, they always talk about their partnership with Jeannie and the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
And even though Jeannie is still the quote-unquote governor, and by the way, this transaction, as far as, has been reported, not like 100% completed yet. Nobody's moved into the offices and gone, hey, Jeannie, that's now my office. I just wonder if there's a part of LeBron and his whole organization that goes, our deal was with her. Our deal was with the Buss family. That was the partnership. They're losing control, or they sold control. I'm ready to leave. I'm ready to move on, because I think the Lakers have, at least if nothing else, just with the Luka move, have made their point. It was a nice couple of years. Appreciate the championship you delivered, even though it was in the bubble and it wasn't celebrated and it wasn't hands-on. But we're kind of done in the LeBron business.
I mean, it's possible. I don't think it's likely, but I think it's possible. How about that?
Do you subscribe to what I'm saying, that the Lakers organizationally are now done in the LeBron business, even if they have to carry him for
Well,
the
they're
next
going to
year?
be done sooner rather than later anyway. So,
Yeah, I mean, this is it, right? I mean, this is the last year. Whether or not it's the last year of his career is another story, but this is his last year with the Lakers.
they are. I mean, Dave McMenamin said so, that they are treating him like an expiring contract. Or maybe it was Wainhorst who said that.
Do you think that, let's say like halfway through the season, before the trade deadline, the Lakers completely stink, which is very possible, and there's talks of this buyout situation. Like, do you think they would consider like granting him a buyout so he can go be a free agent and like win?
I think it's possible. Ramona and I talked about that the other day. And by the way, Yamamoto's getting smacked around here in the first inning. It is possible. Yamamoto! Yeah, not a good one for him today. Mark Pryor's already checking on him at the moment. But I think it's possible because let's just say, and I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth, let's just say for argument's sake he is disgruntled for some reason. You don't want that, festering, during the season. You don't want that because you don't want it to become a Jimmy Butler situation. Now, Jimmy Butler was different because he couldn't get bought out because he had technically 2 years on his deal because it was a player option. So, like, Miami wasn't going to buy him out for $100 million. That was, like, wild. But although the Bucks just did that. But, again, even that one was very surprising to people. And I could see it being a possibility. I don't know if it's a likelihood, but I could see it being a possibility.
Last thing before we hit the break. You tell me, if they got to the midway point of the season and they were willing to buy out LeBron, is the number essentially or exactly what they owe him in terms of the 1 year? So if you got halfway through,
$27 million or $26 million or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's the number. Okay. Got it.
God,
I hope that happens. God, I hope that happens.
Oh, my God.
Got it. Seriously. Just get out of the LeBron business. Thank you. Appreciate you. You brought a lot of attention to this franchise.
I was just going to say, Cap, you should thank him for staying and like all of this
what are you going to talk about?
Passive aggressiveness on social media that gets everyone talking. You'd miss it.
Right. You would have nothing to talk about. So, like, you're going to actually talk basketball with me? What are we talking about?
I'm going to follow LeBron to Cleveland. I'm going to follow LeBron to Dallas. I'm going to still follow LeBron. I just don't want him playing on the Lakers. That's all.
All right, coming up next, let's get into what Jerome Bettis said about the Rams and also this Bradley Beal opportunity for the Lakers. Is it a real opportunity? Does it make sense? We'll get into all that coming up next.
Waba Grill is an LA original, so we've got to keep it real.
What's our secret? It's our sauce.
Our sauces are more flavorful for you, from sweet and spicy to fiery hot. Waba Grill. It's unexpected. It's delicious. It's saucy. It's for you.
Ready to help you get the perfect Chevy at the best price. Visit them off the 91 Freeway, Lakewood Exit in Bellflower, or shop online at GeorgeChevy.com. That's GeorgeChevy.com. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
4th of July savings are here at the Home Depot, so it's time to get your grilling on. Pick up the Traeger Pro Series 22-pellet grill and smoker, now on special buy for $389, was $549. Smoke a rack of ribs or bake an apple pie, this grill is versatile enough to do it all. This summer, no matter how you like your steaks, your barbecues are guaranteed to be well done. Celebrate 4th of July with fast, free delivery on select grills right now at the Home Depot. Subject to availability.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sportsbook for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
This is the city, Los Angeles, California.
It's 5 p.m. in the Southland.
Turn it up, man.
Time to blow that 5 o'clock whistle with Sedano and Cappy.
That's right, it's the 5 o'clock hour on Sedano and Cap.
and it's time for 30 minutes nonstop. Sedano and Cap on 710 ESPN.
With fun and frivolity, tomfoolery and hijinks, and Cappy doing his thing, thanks to our friends at Real Father's Rights. Real Father's Rights, the father's rights attorney.
Visit RFR710.com or call 833-ESPN-710.
Let's do it, 5 o'clock in the Southland.
30 minutes of nonstop Sedano and Cap starts now.
You ready for this? And time for the Real Father's Rights 5 o'clock hour on 710 ESPN. Let's do it, Jack!
The Dodgers are getting their butt kicked.
4-0 with runners on first and third in the bottom of the first. Whoa.
Yeah, not good.
Ask Mateo what he thinks about that.
Yeah, he's having chips and guac right now.
Still eating those chips and guac, huh?
Yeah, watching his iPad. He watches a guy named Little Man Jake. You ever heard of that guy?
Don't know Little Man Jake.
Little Man Jake is a little man, and he's a tiny person.
Yeah.
And he plays MLB The Show, which Mateo likes to play.
Great game.
It's how he knows more. He knows more baseball than I do because he plays this video game all day.
Oh yeah, man.
And
kids who play these video games, they know every player on every team. I'm with you.
So Jake, the little man, does videos of himself narrating his own MLB The Show games, and kids
on
love
Twitch, on YouTube, on what platform?
Yeah,
are watching
I imagine it's on Twitch, but it's also on YouTube.
He's like a future John Boy.
It's multi-platform. So Jake the Little Man, he loves Jake the Little Man.
Did he ever watch the unboxing videos? That was really popular.
Yeah, back in the day. Aria used to watch more of those when she was
Those are
little.
crazy. Like the kid that does those. The one,
yeah, that. There was that. I think it's a Filipino kid.
Yeah,
he
was the #1 YouTube earner for like 5 years.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Unboxing.
Yeah.
What did he do? Like unpack
He literally,
stuff?
yes, would buy
Like toys, right?
Toys and
yes,
just
he
unbox them.
Unbox them
yeah.
and explain them and be like, oh, well, this comes with an alternate head for him and blah blah blah. Like explain what it was, and they were like 5-10 minute videos just talking about what the toys were.
Wow. Yeah. By the way, Dodgers, it's just getting worse, George. Now it's 5-0.
Yeah.
I'm watching too. I can't believe it, George. I left Summer League. I stopped watching a Summer League game to turn on the Dodgers.
I got Summer League on the TV on the right, and I've got Dodgers on the left.
All right, I will meet you, and I will turn Summer League on my phone.
Dodgers are really.
Cappy, how come you don't have more than one TV in that office of yours? Oh,
So-
Dave's pulling Yamamoto. It's over.
Yeah. Wow. The day after he goes to the All-Star team. They announced the All-Star team. Yamamoto's in it, and then he's like can't even get out of the first inning.
Before we get to Bradley Beal and the Rams, why don't you have more than one TV in that office? It feels like it's big enough, no?
I know it is. I had the one TV that blew up.
Oh, right.
And then,
that's right.
And then I had a second TV that I replaced, and then
he couldn't figure out how to get anything on that TV. Remember?
right. But Lindsay, you're going to be impressed with this. I was a real man. I took the TV off the stand, and I took the TV off the wall, and I replaced the one that blew out on the wall with the TV on the stand, and I actually accomplished it. That I was pretty impressed with myself. Yeah. I hung the TV on the wall.
So you're down a TV still though because of that. You haven't replaced it.
Correct.
Cappy,
I'm down a TV.
Nikola Topic is leading the leading scorer for the Thunder, and our boy Jalen Hood-Schifino is the leading scorer for the Sixers right now on that game.
Well, you're beating me because I have not yet gone back to Summer League. So I'm only watching Dodgers who have gone to a commercial now.
Yeah, it's a commercial because Dave yanked them. Yeah.
I just saw that the inning was extended because Mookie had a throwing error. Mookie is what's going on with Mookie? Is he hurt?
No. Here's what's going on with Mookie. Mookie is a selfless guy. Mookie is a team guy. Because
Heart and
Mookie
soul
Betts,
guy.
well, you know what? But think about the All-Star game. And I don't really spend a lot of time analyzing the snubs of the All-Star game. I know it's a popular thing to do. I personally don't really care that much. Mm-hmm. But Mookie Betts has been in the All-Star game every year, it seems like. He's an automatic because everybody around baseball knows he's one of the best players.
Right, but now he's not having a great season at the plate, and he's not fielding a position that he normally fields, and is not great at it.
Right. If he was a right fielder, he'd be in the All-Star game.
He might still be in. Right. Yeah.
Right. But because
he's not deserved to be an All-Star more than Mookie.
Pages has had a great season.
He's had a
I think
great
there's an
first
anti-Cuban
half.
sentiment, is what I would say.
Oh, it's anti-Cuban. Oh, and pro-Dominican. I gotcha. Okay. But seriously, like Mookie Betts, to me, and if you're a Dodger fan, here's to me the positive spin on Mookie Betts not going to the All-Star game.
Yeah, he gets the rest.
He does need the rest. he has been dealing with little nagging injuries, and he was dealing with that thing from the beginning of the season. Remember in spring training where he missed a bunch of time when they went to Japan, and he couldn't even play
because
he was sick,
Yeah.
right? And he lost all that weight,
Right.
and then he hurried himself back. Look, Mookie Betts is a great baseball player, but that does not necessarily mean that Mookie Betts stop. But when you're a great team guy and you're willing to say to your team, I'll do it. I'll move from right field where I'm an all-star every year, and I'll move to shortstop, and I'll do it. That's a selfless move. But I think a lot of people had an anticipation that, well, he's going to be a great shortstop too.
No, the idea was he'd be serviceable there at best, So
I don't remember that being the conversation.
Well, I don't know. I don't remember anyone saying he was going to be. I think that, he worked with Troy Tulowitzki in the offseason. That was kind of like, hey, that's a good thing. You know what I mean? That he's going to get a chance to work with a guy like Tulo who was so good at it. So it can't hurt. But I don't think anyone came into this thinking he'd be like, I don't know,
an all-star?
Omar Vizquel at shortstop,
Yeah, Omar Vizquel, he was pretty good.
I was thinking of like a great defensive shortstop or like Ozzie Smith for the older guys.
You think he was going to be Derek Jeter?
Derek Jeter was not a great defensive shortstop.
Oh, no?
Actually, Alex Rodriguez was a better defensive shortstop than him.
Wait, what happened to the anti-Cuban thing?
What do you mean?
I don't know. I mean, you just now you're hyping up Alex
We're just
Rodriguez.
talking about the All-Star game.
Yeah, but I'm just saying who was a better defensive shortstop. Like Derek Jeter had, didn't have the athleticism of Alex Rodriguez, so he had to. So he made certain plays look a little more wild, I guess, than they needed to be because he didn't have that kind of athleticism.
All I know is this: Mookie Betts, selfless team guy.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
Not an all-star shortstop.
No.
And so for Dodger fans that were offended, how could our guy not be in? You can't complain about. Yeah. And by the way, not only should you not complain, you should celebrate him getting some rest.
Yes, it'll be better and more beneficial for you moving forward. All right, real quick, Cappy. Let's
Go
talk
ahead.
about Bradley Beal real quick.
Okay.
So Lindsay and I were discussing this earlier, and I wanted to talk about it because the Lakers are amongst several teams that were included as far as like potential suitors for Bradley Beal. And what I would say is it was Lakers, Clippers. Who are the other teams? Hold on. Lakers, Clippers. I'll look it up real quick.
Yeah, let me know what you got.
Yeah.
Because I've heard this stuff. And listen, I'm begging the Lakers, please, no.
Okay, well, you may get your wish. Oh, Lakers, Clippers, Warriors, and Bucks were the teams that Bradley Beal has, quote-unquote, thought about.
Okay.
I don't see the Bucks, although there was chatter about the Bucks last year. The Warriors, I don't know. I mean, maybe. The Lakers, I don't love the fit, to be honest with you. I don't think it's a bad fit because, again, their roster is not very good. Like, I will give LeBron this. He's right. The roster's not good. It's certainly not championship good. Bradley Beal helps. But I honestly think, and Lindsay, correct me if I'm wrong. I said to you, there's no way he's not going to the Clippers because they wouldn't have traded Norman Powell this morning.
Yeah, because I read a lot of things that said, like, oh, well, this deal basically sets up for the Clippers to sign Bradley Beal, and I was curious about that because I didn't realize that like they were really going to buy him out.
Well, think about it. If you're the Clippers, it's super smart. You trade Powell. You're actually hard capped now. You're under the first apron. You're hard capped at the first apron. You bring in Beal for whatever the buyout number is going to be, which is not a ton. And that's it. And like you're good.
And then they're also planning for next year because James
they
Harden
want to
and
have free
Kawhi.
agent space, right?
Yeah.
And they have Kawhi and James Harden available, potential free agents. They also have the space for a max free agent if they want it.
So here's my perception. I like to use that word at times because I'm not a student of Bradley Beal's game.
Bradley Beal is in a perfect world, he's like the third or fourth best player on a championship level team. It did not work out well in Phoenix because there was too much duplication with some of the other players, is what I would say.
He's always
and the
hurt.
rest of their roster was basically especially early on in his career in Phoenix, the first year was basically a G League roster outside of those three guys. They got some guys like cheap veteran guys who were at the end of their career last year and the year before, which was a little better. This year, which was a little better. But it wasn't great by any stretch of the imagination, the rest of the roster. And the fit just stunk.
So I look back to Bradley Beal's career, and because when I read that the Lakers would be interested in him, I went, I don't feel like that's a good personality mesh at all, okay? And I will always go back to when Russell Westbrook was signed by.
Oh no, I don't think of Bradley Beal that way at all.
Yeah, he's not.
No,
Russell
I'm
Westbrook
not. I'm not saying he's Russell Westbrook, but I'm just saying this: that the celebration for what Russell Westbrook was at the time, and we all know the disaster that it turned into.
Right.
Here's the thing about Bradley Beal.
But Russell Westbrook, I would say there was reservation. Like I've said this a million times. I got suckered into that because I was not a big proponent of it initially and was talked into it by, let's just say, people, okay? And
human beings? Just people.
Not human or pets. Not
These
animals.
are real humans. These are not
and
bots.
these humans, let's just say, like, were talking me into this, okay? And these humans that are in the NBA circles were talking me into this because they said, oh, he could play the Dwayne Wade role, and they have similar games.
They know how to get to you, boy.
Was Ireland one of those people that tried to talk you into it?
I mean, once you say Dwayne Wade, you're in.
Well, but they do have similar games, but I did push back and say, well, Dwayne Wade was an elite-level defender for a long, long time. Like, you know what I'm saying? And, like, he sacrificed a lot of his game to play with LeBron. So, like, it wasn't like, I'm genuinely curious to see. So I bought into it literally for 8 games. And then I remember 8 games into it, I said, this is not going to work. Like, I don't care what anybody was trying to sell me earlier. And then that's when I went full board, different direction as we did on the show. But Bradley Beal is not that. I would say,
I'm not saying that he's a disruption the
no,
way
and
Westbrook was.
He fits what the Lakers need, per se. I just think that, like, he's just I would say it's more of a Band-Aid because I don't think it's a long-term solution because I don't know if he wants to be here long-term, per se.
Bradley Beal's in his early 30s, number one. Number two, he's a guy that, going back to the 2018-ish time, 2017 season, 2018 season. By the way, I looked this up, so this is not because I've been watching Bradley Beal. Those 2 years, 2000 researchers, 2017, 2018, he played in all 82 games. That's impressive, okay? Right. But it's also like 7 years ago.
Yeah,
Since that time, Bradley Beal is a guy who averages about 50 games a year.
Yeah, he's not played a lot, right?
Right. So for me, when you don't play, look, I realize not everybody can get through 82 games, but if you're not playing 65 to 70-ish kinds of games, I don't need that, number one. Number two, again, perception. I don't perceive Bradley Beal as a player who helps you get to a championship. And look, much of that could be that he was a player in Washington. I mean, okay. Did I miss it?
He's a good player.
If they add him to this team, I feel like it would certainly elevate their chances of that.
I mean, in Washington, it's not like, had John Wall with him, but it's not like they had a ton of anything. They had like an old Paul Pierce that was still pretty good, I guess.
Got my boy Gortat.
Right, Marcin Gortat. Yeah, I mean, listen, you remember, Kappy, when we were breaking down, Mind of the Game or whatever with JJ and LeBron? The Gortat cuts. You know what I'm saying? The Gortat screen. Sorry,
slot cuts.
No, different thing.
Answer to your question: no, I don't remember it. But when you said Gortat, I thought you were talking about those nice. I thought you were talking about those nice winter jackets that keep you all really warm. Isn't that what a Gortat is?
Yeah.
No, is that a different thing? Anyway, whatever.
Gortat. I don't know what that is.
I don't know. Isn't that like a nice jacket?
The Gortat screen, Kappy, is a thing that is basically a strategy that allows you to exploit the drop coverage.
Ah, gotcha. Well, look, Bradley Beal hasn't played in 82 games since 7 years ago. Averages about 50 games. And again, perception. You guys can all knock me, and you guys can tell me I'm way wrong, and maybe you'll be proven right. I don't see him as a championship guy. I don't see him as adding to a championship. I don't see him as a role guy. I see him as a big personality and a guy who expects to be a top caliber type of player. And if you guys tell me I'm way wrong, okay, so be it.
Yeah, I don't know if he's got that kind of look, I think he thinks at his age, I will say this. I will agree with you on the injury thing. Again, the biggest predictor of future injuries, past injury. And I am genuinely curious to see if he believes that he can be a star in his role as opposed to a star on the team. I don't know if he's there yet at 32 years old, okay? But I think in theory he should still be able to be closer to – he definitely can be a star in his role. I don't think there's any question if he's willing to do that. Can he still be a star? That I don't know because of the availability issues more than anything else. It's not about his actual game. It's more about his availability.
You're building my case beautifully. And from a more educated perspective of his game, can he be a star in his position and in his role? Perhaps. Can he be a star in the team? Probably not. Is he willing to be a star in his role? Not really sure. And so when I have all those kinds of question marks, plus when I look at the number of games that he's played over the last couple of years, I think to myself, not the right guy for the Lakers.
But I would say that Luka would probably be the best player he's ever played with.
Okay, so I mean, listen, he's been playing with Booker, he's been playing with Durant.
Right,
I think
you're
Luka's
talking about
better.
a 36-year-old Kevin Durant, and 35, 36-year-old Kevin Durant, not 26-year-old Luka Doncic.
Okay,
if he would have played with Kevin Durant 5 years ago, then I would have said that's the best player he's ever played with.
I mean, listen, I think that one thing the Lakers, and I know that they've been criticized and people are not impressed with what they've done here through free agency because DeAndre Ayton is a monster question mark. I think the smartest thing that the Lakers have done, even though it's not very sexy, is the signing of this kid that they got from Sacramento, Jake LaRavia, who I don't know much about this guy. However you want to say it. I don't even know how to pronounce his name.
It's like tomato.
Right. Here's the thing. The one thing about this young guy is you need bench players. You need 7, 8, 9 deep. You need to look at what Oklahoma City did to win the championship and what Indiana did to get to the championship. You don't just have 5 guys and you don't have anybody on your bench.
I'm with you on that. But I think when you look at this team, I think Bradley Beal would help your depth, that's for sure.
And you never know. They might be able to do something as far as if Beal was to come off the bench, he can be that spark of the 6th man. If that's not the case, if Austin Reeves is struggling, they can switch the lineup up. Austin Reeves
he did that in
6th
Phoenix.
man.
He did that in Phoenix, and by the way, he didn't have to do that. He could have pitched a fit about that, and he didn't. He did what they thought was best.
Bradley Beal does a great job of creating his own shot, but he can be that spot-up guy as well. He has to be able to accept that role being a spot-up guy, but his ability to create his own jump shot and take guys off the dribble is one of a kind too.
And the Lakers need, I don't think it's going to happen. I think he's going to the Clippers, but it's because again, you're not trading Norman Powell in that scenario. The Clippers just didn't want to pay Norman Powell the 3-year extension for $90 million or whatever it was. So you take Beal, who's cheaper and you think can produce similarly to Norman Powell, who put up 21 points a game last year.
Yep.
So, yeah, I think that he's going to end up a Clipper and he's going to have a good season with the Clippers. And he could have had a good season with the Lakers perhaps, but it's not. I don't think it's going to unfold that way.
DeAndre, last thought from me. You said it very well. He can be this if he's willing to accept that role. And because there's a question mark already of will he accept that role, that is for me why I'm out on a player like that.
Yeah, and by the way, Jake LaRavia, while I like the upside to Jake LaRavia, I mean, he's really had one great month in his career.
Oh, my God, he's a complete nobody. I mean, he first-round draft choice, I believe it was of Memphis, and then finds himself, in Sacramento, and you look at the numbers, and you look at the games that he played, and you look at the production in terms of stats, he's a complete nobody. But the Lakers are thinking to themselves, we're trying to build a little bit of depth. We're trying to find some guys that can come off the bench.
Further. I get that. I get it.
So do I. I'll buy that.
Yeah.
All right, George. Well, we're into commercial-free 30, and you wanted to bring up the Rams, and I can't wait to hear what you want to talk about because you know what? We're like less than 60 days away from the kickoff of the NFL season. Before you know it, it'll be, I think it's July 21st. You'll have to check me exactly on that, but I think that's when the Rams open training camp. So for me, we're into July. We're getting real close to football season.
So, we're 24th, as you mentioned. We'll be there. You ready?
Yeah, you say the 24th?
Oh, yeah. I thought you said that.
Well, that's the first day we're going to be there. But
okay, because I think it's the 21st is when
we are going to be there the 24th. We are there.
Great.
Are you on vacation that day, too?
I am not, but I'm glad you're telling me this because I want to put it in my calendar, and thank you so much for being on top of it.
It's on the schedule, Cap.
And then, Cappy, do you and I want to take up a trip to Oxnard, perhaps? Maybe see the Cowboys?
Listen,
I told you we want to do some little camp tours.
I want to go to the Rams camp. I want to go to the Cowboys camp. Are the Saints coming back to UC Irvine like they were last year? I don't know about that. Yeah. Are the Raiders coming back to town? Because the Raiders actually went to UC Irvine also.
The Saints will be at UC Irvine.
Okay. George, I'll go to any training camp you want to go to minus the Chargers. And it's not because I wouldn't go. It's because they wouldn't let me in.
That's not true.
They would not let me in. Trust me when I tell you.
Okay. Why don't we try? And then if they don't let you in, we'll do the thing that everybody does now is pull out our phones.
I'll make a commitment for you. You ready? I'll make a commitment. If the Chargers would let me come broadcast from training camp.
No, they're not going to let us broadcast. We're not the broadcast rights holders. So,
well, so what? Don't they want as much publicity?
The Raiders are going back to Napa this year.
Okay, let's go to Napa.
I mean, I'm definitely always down for a Napa.
Let's go to Napa, too.
That's a little far.
Yeah, you're right. But I'd go.
Do you want to go with me to Stanford and Cal in a couple weeks?
Not really, but
Andrew Luck, man.
But here's the thing.
Not really.
But I will tell you this. My Pitt Panthers do play at Stanford later this season.
Yeah.
And I think maybe I would at the schedule, and I was wondering if you might get any of my Pitt games. I would go back to Pittsburgh with you.
No. Yinzer going to go back to Pittsburgh?
Yinzer going to go down over to Pittsburgh and George is going to call a game.
All right, so let's talk about Jerome Bettis. Jerome Bettis, the bus, Cappy. Rams great.
It's funny you say Rams great because I always think of him as the Steelers.
As a Steeler, yes, I know. But he was drafted by the Rams and was very good for them.
Yeah, okay. And by the way, I want to say that the Rams were still playing in Anaheim at that time.
Yes. So he thinks the Rams are the biggest threat to the Eagles. Now, look, last year that proved out to be the case, even though it was in the second round of the playoffs. But I'm kind of with him. Like, we were talking, and I know that Tim in the OC was all pissed off at me because he says I'm not giving the Niners any respect and blah, 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 and their schedule is easy and yada, yada, yada. I get it. The schedule part I get. And that they haven't lost as much as I think they have. You know, Debo was not in shape and blah, 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 blah.
By the way, Debo's not there anymore, so it doesn't matter.
Right. No, but that was kind of my point, I think. And look, he's actually, doing OTAs in Washington, for God's sake. And so what I'll say is this. Ayuk is not starting the season either. There's a lot more emphasis this year and beyond on Brock Purdy, okay? He's going to have to make a lot more noise like that.
Hey, listen, he's getting paid. He got to make noise.
Right. So I was surprised that the Niners were ahead of them in the betting odds, ahead of the Rams, because I agree with the bus. I think the Rams are the biggest threat to the Philadelphia Eagles going into this season.
All right, let me tell you something right now. If the Rams are eventually going to beat the Eagles, and if Jerome Bettis is right that the Rams are the biggest threat to the Eagles.
He said they were built to beat the Eagles.
Okay,
built.
So let's pause on that comment right there. Built to beat the Eagles. You guys tell me this, if you remember, because if you recall, last year the Rams played the Eagles in November in the regular season, and then obviously they played them later in the playoffs in the divisional round. If I told you that the Rams were built to beat the Eagles, what is the one thing the Rams need to do to make sure that they can beat the Eagles, in particular in the postseason? What's the one thing they got to do?
Well, they had to get somebody to stretch the field for them because they were playing it in a freaking phone booth at times against a defense that wants to be more concentrated. And not that the Eagles don't have a good secondary, but at least if you, again, it's just, basic. I don't know.
It's one of our weaker parts of our team, the secondary.
Right. It's not as great as it's been in the past, but it's not a bad secondary. It's still pretty damn good, I would say. But yeah, if you have someone stretch the field like Devontae Adams, you have a deep threat, someone who can go up and get the ball. Then you can still work underneath, which is what really the Rams' bread and butter has been during the McVay era.
Okay, great answer. Not the one I was looking for.
Stop Saquon Barkley.
Yes, that was the answer I was looking for. Here's the thing.
Too, yeah.
Because
no one's really figured that out. So
well, I know,
right, but I don't think anyone actually will. To be honest,
but hold on.
Limit him to but they're not going to actually stop him.
Well, but just remember this: there were 2 games last year between the Eagles and the Rams, and in both of those games, Saquon Barkley had over 200 yards rushing. Yeah. He scored 2 touchdowns, and in both games, he had 2 game-breaking runs. So if you remember back to the first game, which was in week 11-ish.
Right, that he blew the game open. Right.
Saquon Barkley in that game, 26 carries, 255 yards, averaged almost 10 yards per carry, and scored 2 touchdowns, and one of his touchdowns was a 72-yard run. In the playoffs, which was a much closer game, Philadelphia won that game 28-22. That was in the divisional round, but Barkley had 26 carries again, 205 yards, averaged 8 yards per carry, and had 2 touchdowns and had another 78-yard touchdown run. So in 2 games, Saquon Barkley had over 400 yards rushing, 4 touchdowns, 4 game-breaking explosive plays, and that is ultimately the difference between the Eagles and the Rams. So if the Rams are built to beat the Eagles, the one thing that they got to do is you can't give up 400 yards and you can't give up 78-yard touchdown runs, and my man can't score 4 touchdowns.
Right.
But they're so close. The Rams were so close to the Eagles last year.
You could argue that they came the closest.
Oh, no, there's no question they came the closest. I mean, DeAndre has said it. He was sweating bullets during that game.
The Rams at the Eagles in the playoffs last year was kind of like Denver versus Oklahoma City in the NBA playoffs this year.
That's a good analogy, Cap.
Where you actually had the best series prior to the championship game, or even in this case, the Super Bowl or the NBA championship.
And the conference finals before. It was both in the second round. Yeah.
Yeah, so listen, I'm with Jerome Bettis. I love to hear him say that the Rams are built to beat the Eagles and they pose the biggest threat. I actually think the Rams this year, this is so exciting that training camp will start towards the end of the month, and that the Rams have as much of a Super Bowl chance this year as they did in the 2 Super Bowls that they were in prior to. One they lost to New England, obviously, and the other one that they won.
I feel like they have a better chance adding, I don't know, I feel like Devontae Adams is going to help put them over the top.
But isn't the biggest concern going in for the Rams is that O-line and how healthy they can stay, and
how is
Kyren Williams going to be doing behind that O-line, because he struggled a lot as far as carrying the ball, meaning obviously he had a lot of fumbling issues, so that's going to be another concern going into the season as well.
Yes, 100%. I don't think
Kyren
there's any
Williams
question.
will not break a game like Saquon Barkley, but he's a very competent running back.
He's
By
very
the way,
dependable. There's no doubt.
Right. The game that I'm talking about, the game in Philadelphia in the snow in the divisional round when Saquon Barkley had 205 yards rushing, that was on 26 carries. Kyren Williams had a very respectable 19 carries for 106 yards. Unfortunately, he didn't score a touchdown. But when you're averaging almost 6 yards per carry, that is very, very respectable.
But by the way, they basically drafted the Kyren Williams replacement. You know that, right?
They drafted the kid from what school was it? You're
from
saying
Auburn.
that the kid from Auburn that they drafted is
Jarquez Hunter.
Okay.
Yeah, he's basically the eventual Kyren Williams replacement when they don't want to pay him.
Well, that's something that's, I think, already probably being talked about. And by the way, if you can get a 4th-round draft choice to be your starting running back, that illustrates why you don't draft running backs in the 1st round unless they are Saquon Barkley.
Well, I mean, Kyren was a 5th-round pick.
Yeah, very good. Very solid for a 5th-round pick. And if this kid,
solid. I mean, dude, that guy was amazing. Has been amazing for a 5th-round pick.
Listen, I mean, that's like saying Puka Nacua has been amazing for...
No question. He's been amazing. He's been that might be one of the best 5th-round picks ever.
Yeah.
Puka Nacua.
Well, I listen, DeAndre, you bring up a great point. Can the Rams' offensive line be healthy enough to do 2 things? Create a great running game, a consistent running game, and obviously the next part of it is protect Matthew Stafford, who's 36, 37 years old.
Yeah, you need the offensive line certainly to be a key component. That is always going to be a key component because you need to keep Matthew Stafford upright. Like that's it for sure.
It's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
If Matthew Stafford is healthy and plays all season long, like he did last year, and he doesn't have arm issues and he doesn't have other problems going on.
Yeah.
If Matthew Stafford is healthy, the Rams will have a legitimate chance to get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
no doubt.
100%. I agree wholeheartedly. It's going to be a fun season as long as they just have any semblance of health. Right?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So the Rams, as far as the Rams defense, they talk about the front as far as Jared Verse and Braden Fisk.
Mm-hmm.
What about their secondary? We don't hear much about their corners or their secondary guys as far as in their safety.
Well, they like Cam Kitchens, who they drafted last year, and he's like kind of a ball hawk kind of guy. He doesn't have like a ton of. He's not like the fastest guy, but he's really good at playing the ball. So they like him.
He did have a good year.
He did have a good year, especially for a rookie. Darius Williams is a good corner, I think. So he's on one side, And then they have the other kid, Witherspoon, who I think is pretty good. Quentin Lake is also their nickel guy, who is very good, I think, as a nickel. They've got some guys for sure.
DeAndre, you're right though that you don't hear a lot about the Rams secondary.
You hear more about the front four,
That's right.
particularly. Yes.
And I'm glad you said it that way, front four rather than front seven, because there are still question marks in the second line. You know what I mean? In that linebacker second row, if you will.
Yeah.
Right,
because Verse is technically like a linebacker, but he's a pass rusher.
He's a pass rusher. Right. Yeah. He's not a run stopper per se. Doesn't mean he can't play against the run. It's just that his bread and butter is sacking the quarterback.
Did you hear what's his name, who played for the Saints for all those years and then retired recently from the Dolphins, the offensive lineman?
Was this the guy who said something like, glad I didn't have to play against this young kid?
Right, that
Jared
kid
Verse?
is the reason I retired. Like, you see that kid, what he can do? Hell no, I don't want to deal with that. Yeah.
But DeAndre, your point and your question
Teron
about
Armstead is the name of the he was a longtime Pro Bowler at tackle. Yeah.
Your question about the Rams secondary is a legit one.
Yeah.
But I think what the Rams have decided to do is protect the secondary by creating a better pass rush.
Correct. Yeah.
At least, and by the way, it may or may not work, but it's a theory. Let's go draft a bunch of defensive linemen. Let's put pressure on the quarterback so that when the quarterback feels that pressure, he's more inclined to make a mistake. And even though we don't have like all pro caliber secondary players, at least not as of yet, those guys could become much better players because there's so much pressure on the quarterback. Will it work? Well, it kind of did last year. And that was Jared Verse and Braden Fisk. That was their first year.
I always remember that Minnesota game where the front four was literally getting after, and Sam Darnold could not throw the ball at all. And then that was able to open up as far as the secondary getting interceptions and taking it back to the crib and stuff like that.
Well, you got to take it back to the crib. I mean, of course you got to take it back to the crib.
I'm saying, like, that game showed what their front four could do and how far their defense can go.
Right.
For me personally.
Yeah, and remember how good Minnesota was during the regular season last year. And what were they, 14-3? Something like that. So I'm with you, man. I mean, listen, I'm so excited for the start of the football season. I am so excited about the Rams this year. And I'm also excited about the Raiders because, as you know, George, I support the LA NFL teams. Rams, Raiders. Support them both.
Kick them in the shins.
Oh, we're going to have a big year.
Raider
we're going to have
Cap.
a big year. Yep.
6 wins for the Raiders.
You know what? I'm gonna say the Raiders.
I love that DeAndre's on my bandwagon here. He's actually even lower than I am. Jeez.
I know. I'm going to say that the Raiders this year, this is the get it together year for the Raiders, and next year will be the go for it year for the Raiders. Because you just got to remember what's in that division and how established these other teams are. And remember, this is Pete Carroll's first year. It's Jim Harbaugh's second year. It's Sean Payton's third year. And it's Andy Reid's 100th year.
Well, if that is your calculation, then by that, you would probably be saying that this year is the Chargers' go for it year.
I would say that the Chargers. Yeah, I would say the Chargers are in go for it mode, and I would say that the Broncos are in the exact same mode. The Broncos have a second-year, first-round quarterback who got a ton of experience last year, and they've got what has turned out to be one of the truly great coaches in the NFL, in Sean Payton. So, yeah, I would say if you're the Broncos and the Chargers, you look at the Chiefs and you go, they've been weakened, and I think that both the Chargers and the Broncos, this will be their go-for-it kind of year. For the Raiders, this is a reestablish the whole culture.
They have a level of competence that they haven't had in a while. Let's just leave it at that. Okay.
Yes, they do.
In the interim, Cappy, let's talk about our friend Jacob and Ronnie. Mental health is wealth, as Jacob likes to say. That's a line from Jacob and Ronnie's newest billboard, and it might be the most important one yet because we talk a lot about physical recovery. We talk about money, property, time, but rarely do we talk about the peace of mind. And if you've been through a traumatic accident, it's not just your body that needs healing. It's your thoughts, your sense of safety, your trust and process. And Jacob and Ronnie knows that. And that's why you get into an accident. You call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB and tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 sent you. And that's why his team doesn't just handle the legal stuff. They're here to take the pressure off your entire life after an accident. They walk with you through it all, right? They hold your hand through it. And you don't pay unless they win. Your mental health matters. Your recovery matters. So when you get in that accident, call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 send you. 844-24-JACOB. Again, 24Jacob. You can visit him online at calljacob.com, or you can follow Call Jacob, okay, on Instagram. And he's a proud partner of the Rams Lakers. They are proud to stand with the law offices of Jacob and Ronnie. All right, we'll be back in a moment.
Travis Rogers and DeMarco Farr.
Weekday mornings at 9 a.m. after Clinton and Friends.
You know, once you cross 5-0, things change. Your perspective changes.
That's very true.
So he's a newbie. So he's newbie.
Did it happen for you like in the moment of your 50th birthday? Because it for me, it was more of a slow transition to where your priority, all of a sudden, it's like you wake up one morning and it's like, my priorities are very different. The way that I'm interacting with people is very different.
Everything changed.
But on a dime or gradually?
I mean, probably that first year. Like, you start rethinking of things and going back and what you thought and what you knew and the rules you based your life on. You figure out that's kind of like BS.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. I was just going to...
Right.
It's one of those, those things that I thought were 100% true.
Yeah, not even close.
Maybe not so much.
Right.
Travis and DeMarco tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
Don't miss Travis and DeMarco on 710 ESPN.
Beat the heat this summer with NextGen, the official AC plumbing and electrical company of SoCal sports fans. If your AC breaks down, don't hesitate. Call NextGen now and enjoy expert installation on any new system. For a limited time, combat SoCal's air quality and reduce dust in your home with a free no-ozone air purifier included with any new AC system install. Call 833-3NEXTGen or visit nextgenairandplumbing.com to book online. CSLB number 1011173, lifetime warranty on selected items.
Craving that beach vibe? There's an Islands restaurant near you with all your favorites. Crafting your perfect Islands moments with classic burgers, fresh cut fries, local brews, and never-ending summer drinks. Visit your local Islands restaurant.
That's the ease at which you get information. You want it, you get it. Like that. Ask your phone. Group chat. Smartphone. You're always connected and informed in real time. No waiting. So if you're diabetic and still using finger sticks to read your blood sugar, what are you waiting for? Knowing your blood sugar levels instantly is important for managing diabetes. Call US Med at 888-665-0696. To learn more about continuous glucose monitors, a real-time instant method to track your blood glucose, US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 1,000 private insurers. And the best part? Call 888-665-0696 and we'll give you a free insurance benefits check today. So call 888-665-0696 today. That's 888-665-0696 and manage your diabetes as easy as...
And it is Sedano and Cap. Your Monday afternoon. Big deal or no deal in just a moment. But today, July 7th, we lost her last year, back in 2024. Happy birthday to the great Shelley Duvall. And he turns 85. Happy birthday, Ringo Starr. Let's play some Ringo Starr solo action, shall we? Sedano and Cap continues your Monday afternoon right now.
Oh, DeAndre, I know you love Ringo Starr, right?
Oh, I love him.
Big fan of his drumming, aren't you?
Big fan.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he had like a whole solo career.
God, 85, man. What a life. What a freaking life, 85 years old. Beautiful.
All right, so I have what I believe to be a good big deal or no deal, although I'm pretty sure I know how you guys will answer it. I'm sorry. TSA has some new rules that people are going to have to follow, the new screening policy. And
like
guess what one of the big takeaways is? You will no longer have to remove your shoes during security screenings.
Well, I haven't had to do that in a
Right.
long time anyway.
I haven't either because TSA
I have pre-check, yeah.
But I feel like most of the people, like that's like the biggest gripe about TSA.
Oh, yeah, the shoes off. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I feel like that's a huge deal. Cappy, don't you think?
Oh, I think it's a huge deal because I always make sure that I wear Skechers when I travel because they have those slip-ins. And I know I take a lot of heat from my kids. They're like, oh, the old man shoes. I'm like, these are the most comfortable freaking shoes on the planet, number one. Number two, I can slide right into them. How is it that it took so long with all figure out how to create a shoe that you can just slide in and slide out of? But that all being said, you know how much faster lines will move in the airport if people don't have to remove their shoes?
My nightmare is like walking up to security and you always have that one guy that's screaming, "No laptops, no liquids, take your shoes off, remove your belts." And he's just screaming it. And it's like 5 a.m. and you got this early flight and this guy's yelling. Ugh.
Yeah. I know. Why do we have to take off our belts? And by the way, listen.
The metal detector, I think.
I'm
right?
going to tell you, George,
metal on it.
I think that I'm a little bit of an airport snob in that I have TSA like you guys have TSA. Now, I haven't gone TSA and clear, but I do have TSA. I like to look at everybody in the regular line like, you people didn't get your TSA. Like, I actually thought about the other day when I flew to Philadelphia, I was like, God, I got to get this for my kids. Standing in this ridiculous line is just so long, but not having to remove your shoes would be very helpful. Not having to remove your belt would be great. I still am not 100% sure I understand why I need to remove my computer if I was in the regular line. But
I think it has something to do with like they want you to like they don't want you to like, you know, detonate something with your computer. I don't know.
I guess. I mean, I think in paranoia world that we're living in 20 plus years later, I think, you know, we went to some crazy extremes. And not that we're safer, per se. I mean, but I just, convenience would be nice. Can I not have to take my shoes off? That would be helpful.
You talked about, like, you wish your kids had that. I feel like, I know that it's good for at least one person. Like, if you, like, let's say I booked a flight for me and DeAndre. I booked our plane tickets together, like, on the same itinerary. He would, since I have TSA pre-check and that shows up on my boarding pass, it would show up on his too.
That I did not know.
If you book it together,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah, I don't know if it's for everybody. George, you'd probably know, right? Because you fly with a family of 4.
I don't remember. Like, I'd have to check. No, we've had situations where my wife, for whatever reason, it wasn't on there, and we had to call them ahead of time and let them and remind them to put it on there, and we had to give them the known traveler number. But, so I don't know. I mean, I think it just depends.
I got to, like, Google, or I'll just ask ChatGPT, because I don't remember. I got my TSA so long ago.
By the way, you should be using ChatGPT for more than just, like, a Google, like another Google. You should be using ChatGPT to ask, like, real questions.
I was actually going to ask you guys a question about that in Radio Tinder, but I didn't get to it, so.
Wait a second. I just have a quick question. As far as ChatGPT is concerned, I use it seemingly now all the time. But I don't have, like, the paid version. I have the free version.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have the upgraded?
Is worth it.
No, I have the paid. I have the free version.
What's it? Oh, really? Yeah, the paid version, everybody raves about it.
It's just unlimited, right?
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Because if you're, like, for example, this is going to sound ridiculous, but I was trying to find, like, I have a list of documentaries I want to watch, blah, 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 things I want to watch. And I'm such a homebody. I'm a loser, whatever. I have nothing to watch right now. So
what?
I was looking at, like,
she's already seen it all.
I have, like, these Google tricks that I do to try and, like, find everything. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to check ChatGPT. Like, what are the lesser known documentaries? Like, and I was asking it a series of questions, and I wasn't logged into the app. So after, like, the 4th question, it told me, like, oh, you've reached.
You only have one more question or 2 more questions.
The amount for the day, blah, blah, blah.
I've not gotten there. I've not had that experience on ChatGPT.
Yeah. Well, and it also reaches it quicker if you're using the little microphone to ask it, like as opposed to typing it in.
Here's something I haven't figured out on ChatGPT. I've not used it yet, but other people do. Like, how you can alter pictures through ChatGPT. Like, I haven't moved a picture in yet. Can I do that on the free version? Do you guys know?
I don't know.
I've never used it for, like, media like that.
Mm.
Yeah.
You mean like AI? That's different than ChatGPT.
No, but like the other day, Rachel was sending me these pictures. And I'm like, damn, girl, you look good. She goes, yeah, well, I put it into ChatGPT and I fixed a lot of things. Like, oh.
I never thought of that, actually.
Yeah, me neither. Well, she's way ahead of me.
I was going to ask you guys, like, I was looking at this thing about ChatGPT and how there's, like, a recent study that showed that basically, like, the use of ChatGPT and AI is, like, killing kids' brain cells and making them, like, incapable of thinking on their own. And it's just like, I mean, if you think about it, though, like, I know there's probably a lot of, like, high school age students and college age students who use it to, like, get by.
Of course.
With, like, knowledge that they wouldn't have had.
Well, there's the famous thing about the kid at UCLA recently at graduation that had that.
Right.
And to me, it's like, I don't know. I feel like, to me, yes, that's a lazy way to do it, but, like, man, you're going to be a real idiot when you're done with school if you really don't know anything.
I know, but wait a second. Let me ask you guys. How many phone numbers do you think you have committed to your memory?
I don't know, 3.
Not very many anymore.
Okay, right. Like, I couldn't tell you my girlfriend's phone number. I could only tell you of all my kids, of my 4 kids, I know one of my kids' phone numbers. That's it. I have one friend that has a very easy phone number, so I committed it to memory a long time ago. Otherwise, I don't know people's phone numbers. So what I'm getting at is that the phone has made life so much easier for everybody we do a lot less memorization. And the way I look at ChatGPT is you can say, well, it's the lazy way out or it's the easy way out. I look at it as that's good researching, number one. And number two, AI and ChatGPT and other things like it, Gronk, whatever else you use.
Gronk?
Isn't that what it's called? Gronk?
Gronk.
Yeah, Rob Gronkowski, isn't that what it's called? You're going to be using it the rest of your life, and it's going to just advance. So you might as well get in at the early levels and learn how to use it now and learn what it can do for you.
Oh, I mean, I use it, and I love it, and it's like blows me away some of the stuff that it can do. And, you know, a lot of times if you're, you know, especially if you're writing something like an email or whatever, and you could be like, you know, hey, write an email to my boss about these days I need off, which you should try that next time, Kappy.
Okay, I'm going to do that.
But, like, it's crazy the things that it could do. But, I mean, there's something to say about, like, I don't know. This is going to sound ridiculous, but, like, the things that we had to do to research back then, it's like, I know how to write a research paper and, like, properly source it. Obviously, that's not something kids have to do these days, so I guess it's completely irrelevant. But it also teaches you, you know, like people who graduate college, they say, like, it's not necessarily what you learn, but the fact that you were able to, like, stick it out and, like, go, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I do.
Complete something, I guess.
I do, but I guess the flip side to that is that you're learning to be more resourceful.
Yeah.
You're learning to use the tools that are available to you.
Yeah.
And you're going to be using these tools, so you're probably better off learning to use them now than saying, oh, I did it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, I don't know if I'm right.
You could see both sides.
Yeah, of
I
course.
consider myself extremely resourceful.
Two things can be true at once.
Right.
Oh, I've heard that.
Right. There you go.
All right, that is big deal or no deal. Kappy, tell us about your friends at East Central.
No. No. I'm not going to do it.
No?
Nope.
No.
But what I will do is I will ask you.
Yeah.
Because on tomorrow night, you and me, right, we're going to have our Fleming's dinner with our
we're gonna
winner.
have a dinner with our listener winner.
Right.
Yeah.
Armin, who won the Children's Hospital Los
Katayan?
Angeles dinner. Not Armin Katayan, different Armin. Okay. Would love to visit with Armin Katayan. It's been a long time. Love Armin. This Armin is tomorrow night, George. Me, you, DeAndre, Lindsay, and Armin. We're all going to Fleming's tomorrow night for this dinner.
Yeah.
Now, when you have a dinner like this, and there's probably going to be some red wine, I would assume.
Yeah. Hopefully my back's a little better, so it isn't. I can have more than one glass. But yeah.
Right. But you don't want to drive thereafter.
No, definitely not.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do tomorrow night is we're going to together stay at the East Central.
Together in the same room?
I mean, I'm okay with that if you're okay with that, but I
don't
think
Rachel
that we can
would be okay with that. She was very bothered by you and Christopher. At that
yeah, but I don't
point.
think she thinks that you and me have the same kind of relationship. So, hey, George, is tomorrow night going to be your first night staying at the East Central?
Oh, I've stayed there before, many moons ago. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I can't wait for you to stay in this iteration
Okay.
of the East Central. Yeah. The amazing gym, which, by the way, is perfect for when you're staying in a hotel. You need certain things, but you don't need everything. They got everything you need in their gym. The Nixo Lounge, where you can grab a cocktail at night or maybe breakfast in the morning. That's what I do. Yeah. The biggest rooms in all of downtown L.A. Yeah. The contemporary art. Maybe you'll get the Mamba room. Maybe you'll get the Great One room. Maybe you'll get the Madonna room. Yeah. And you're just going to love it because, like what we're doing tomorrow night, we have a dinner. We're going to be doing some drinking. We don't want to drive and take that risk. So you got the best location in all of downtown L.A. right across the street from Fleming's, right across the street from L.A. Live, right across Figueroa. You're going to love it. So when you're doing what we're doing, you're coming down, you're taking your lady out to a nice dinner, or you're going to see a show, or you're coming down for a game, the place that you should stay is where we stay, the East Central Hotel. East Central Hotel in downtown Los Angeles is entertainment's official address, and the best way for you to book a room is to just go to eastcentralhotel.com. eastcentralhotel.com. We'll see you guys at the East Central.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News and World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com. Craving that beach vibe? There's an Islands restaurant near you with all your favorites. Crafting your perfect Islands moments with classic burgers, fresh cut fries, local brews, and never-ending summer drinks. Visit your local Islands restaurant.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
This is the next phase in my therapeutic work.
Nicole Kidman returns for the Hulu original 9 Perfect Strangers Season 2.
Breathe in, breathe out.
This is safe?
We take you back to a core trauma. Breathe in, breathe out.
She is manipulating us.
Breathe in, breathe out. Why are you resisting?
Is it too late to get a refund? The all-new season of 9 Perfect Strangers is now streaming on Hulu and Disney+. New episodes Wednesdays.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
And it is Sedano and Cap Monday afternoon. Final segment. That's our final segment. Music Lakers talk with Andy Kamenetsky. Coming up at the top of the hour. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. A live Imaging Tuesday with a special guest. Our winner of the Live Imaging Tuesday experience will be in studio for the entire show doing Lit with me. Andy's going to eat pie with Kappy and I. How about that? That's tomorrow when Kappy and Sedano are in studio pressing the flesh, Jack. The Seller's Advantage Real Deal Dealer's Choice is right here with Kappy. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great Monday night, will you? Sedano and Cap final segment your Monday afternoon right now.
Wait, you're going to eat pie and then go to Fleming's?
That is correct.
Okay.
By the way, I've already looked at the menu for Fleming's tomorrow night.
Yeah.
I don't want to get any crap from any of you guys. But
I'm going to have
go
seafood tomorrow.
I may go chicken rather than steak.
No, I'm going to have seafood tomorrow. I've had a lot of steak.
Me
a lot
too.
Of beef
I feel like I've had a
since
lot of
over
red
the 4th of
meat.
July weekend. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God.
But I still have a glass of wine if my back's okay.
Okay. All right. Hey, it is time for the Dealer's Choice Real Deal, and it is brought to you by Seller's Advantage. And if you want to sell your house, before you call an agent, you should call Seller's Advantage because they buy it as is with a competitive cash offer. You know, repairs needed, no agents. Just making selling so easy. Call 888-390-AS-IS. That's 888-390-AS-IS for a no-obligation offer. Hey, George, I only have a minute. And I don't really have anything earth-shattering that I want to say other than this. God, I missed you guys. I know that sounds weird, but I had 8 days off the air. I never take that amount of time off the air. George,
isn't it beautiful, though?
It was great. You would have loved the first part of my trip. I went to Philadelphia. And I sat in on a meeting.
Oh, yeah, you told me where there was like somebody purchasing into a percentage of an NBA club.
Yeah, I actually want to tell you a little bit more about this, but I brokered, if you will. I brought one person to the other person, and then I watched the two of them do this deal. And this friend of mine bought a small chunk of the Charlotte Hornets because nowadays you can do that. Anyway, I'll tell you more about it a little bit later on, but I missed you guys. I love you guys, and I'm glad to be back. That's all.
We missed you too, Kappy.
Yeah, we missed
See
you
you
too,
guys
Cappy.
tomorrow.
And what I would say is, before we get to come on, Andy, is that
Come on,
we have
Andy.
to remind people that we've got our big softball event, which I saw that the Rams cheerleaders are going to be there. Bailey's going to be there. Jaime Haring is going to make an appearance. Not to call the game, obviously, but will make an appearance. I heard Pedro Guerrero could be there, former 3-time All-Star with the Dodgers.
How about that?
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Can't wait for Friday. It's going to be great.
All right, we got to go because Andy needs his time. So.
Come on, Andy. Come on,
We're
Andy.
done here. Great job, Cappy. Great having you back. I know you got to FaceTime me in like 10 seconds anyway, so about something else, but we'll do that in a moment. Excellent work, Funchy, DeAndre, Lindsay, the guys in the back, the COT, and even the Mongrels.
The Mongrels.